let me remind you to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for the latest updates.
Hi guys, so let's start today's video. This video is the second part of our earlier video where we have discussed that what is VLOOKUP and how to use it. And today in this video we will talk about the top 5 things you must know about VLOOKUP. So I suggest you to watch this complete video and at the end you will be able to use VLOOKUP very effectively. So here is the very first thing, that VLOOKUP works with columns only, which means that VLOOKUP is designed to retrieve data in a table which is organized in a vertical manner, or you can say in the columns, where each column represents a new record. So if you want to retrieve data which is based in a horizontal manner, or you can say in the rows, you must use the HLOOKUP function, and we will make a separate video on HLOOKUP. So that's about how VLOOKUP works. Second one is that VLOOKUP retrieves data which is based on column numbers. So what does it mean? It means that if we change the column number in a syntax of VLOOKUP, the output will be changed. So let's see how it works. Here you can see that we have a small set of data here, which includes employee ID, first name, second name, and its email ID. And we want to retrieve our data in this area according to the employee ID. So we will write VLOOKUP function in these 3 cells, that is in first name, last name, and email ID, and we'll see how it works. Is equal to VLOOKUP. We want to look up employee ID and we'll match the first name with the employee ID. So we will click here, comma. This is our table. There's a second one, table array. We will select this whole table, comma. Now, our column index number. We are trying to match first name. So first name is the second column in this table. So we will select 2, 0. 0 means the exact match. Press enter. Now value is NA because our employee ID section is empty. So we will write 2, 3, 4 and press enter. You will see the first name appears. Now we want last name. So first of all, we need to lock our values by pressing F4, F4 and F4. Press enter and now drag down the formula to the below cells. Now change the column number here with 3. You will see the last name. Now change the column number with 4. You will see the email ID. So this is how VLOOKUP works when we change the column numbers. You can see here that with each cell we have the same syntax, just changed is the column number. You can see 2, 3, 3, 4. But let's move to the third thing, that is that VLOOKUP retrieves data which is towards its right, which means that your lookup value should be to the extreme left of your data. Like we have this data set where we want to retrieve data which is based on the employee ID. But in case our employee ID is in the column number 2, we will not be able to retrieve data. Let's see. So we have already applied a VLOOKUP function here and we are it's working here. So let's see, by changing the employee ID column to another column, Control X, and now just simply insert the cut cells here. You will see the value becomes NA because our employee ID is not in the extreme left column. So let's see, by changing its value again, it's Control X, now insert cut cells, and now we have to change our cell references here from B. Now you will see. So which means that if you are applying a VLOOKUP function to your data, make sure that your lookup value is in the extreme left column. Like we have this employee ID in the extreme left column and the rest of the data can follow towards its right. Now let's move to the fourth thing, that is VLOOKUP has 2 matching modes, that is exact and approximate. In the most of the cases, we use exact match because we want an exact match to their data. Like we have this student ID here and we want exact match with the student ID, first name, last name, standard and age. We don't want any approximate values here. So in these cases, we use exact match, like we have applied here 0, which means that exact match, and it works in most of the cases. But in some cases, we also apply the approximate match, and we have one example here where we applied approximate match. Let's see how it works. So we have this data set here, which includes quantity and unit price. We have quantity from 1 to 200 and unit price from 20 to 12. But at any point of time, if I want to know that what will be the unit price for quantity 3, I don't have any unit price here. So we can apply VLOOKUP function here with an approximate match. So let's see how to apply. Is equal to VLOOKUP. We want to match quantity, comma, with this data set, comma. Column index number is 2, comma 0, very close, press enter. You will see. And because we have applied 0, 0 means exact match, and we don't have quantity 3 in the column number 1, which means that VLOOKUP will not give us any data. So let's try and change exact match with approximate match. Just press 1 and press enter. You will see the answer is 20. So how 20 becomes an answer? We don't have 3 in the quantity. So in these cases, when we are trying to retrieve data which is not in the data set, VLOOKUP drops back to the next largest value. So what does it mean? It means that from quantity 1 to 10, unit price is 20 to 18. So which means that 20 is the largest unit here, which VLOOKUP is trying to retrieve. So we want quantity 3. So VLOOKUP will give us answer of the largest price, which is 20. So let's try and change the quantity here with 51. Press enter, and you will see the answer is 16, which means that from 50 to 100, the largest value of unit price is 16. So this is how approximate values work. And one more thing which you want to keep in mind while applying VLOOKUP function with an approximate match, that your data must be sorted in an ascending order, like this we have in an ascending order. So that was all about the exact and approximate match. Let's see our last example, that is VLOOKUP is not a case sensitive function, which means that if you are working with lowercase or uppercase sentences, it will give you the same results. Let's see how it works. Like we have here at first name, we want to match its salary and email ID. So we will apply VLOOKUP function here is equal to VLOOKUP. We want to look up this value, that is first name, comma. This is our table array. And we want to output the salary. So salary is the first 2, 3, 4. Means 4 is our column index number. Press enter. Now it's 15,000. So let's try changing. Now you see that by changing the lowercase sentences with the uppercase sentences, value does not change, which means that VLOOKUP is not a case sensitive. Now try and change the values here with lowercase. So let's press enter. You will see the value remains the same. We want email ID, just drag down the formula here. Now we have to change the cell reference here again. Change the column with column 3. So this is our email ID. So that was all about the top 5 things which you must know about VLOOKUP function. And if you like my video, don't forget to subscribe and like my video, and do watch my other videos like how to use VLOOKUP function and how to use nested if function. So thank you guys for watching this video. See you soon. Hello friends, this is Shashank and welcome back to Academy. And today in this video we will learn one of the most powerful Excel function, that is VLOOKUP, and we will not take more than 5 minutes. So I'm ready to go and I know you are ready to go, so let's start. So first of all, what is VLOOKUP? Many users have heard of the Excel VLOOKUP function but are not clear about what it does. Therefore, this video aims to answer the common question, that is what is VLOOKUP and how does it work. So VLOOKUP, short for vertical lookup, is a built-in Excel function that is designed to work with data that is organized in a vertical manner, or you can say in the columns. For a specified value, the function finds the value in one column of data and return the corresponding value from another column. To understand it more clearly, we have a breakdown of its syntax. As you can see that VLOOKUP is divided into 4 different syntaxes, that is lookup value, table array, column index number, and range lookup. So first one is the lookup value. You can say this is the value which you are trying to match with the table array, that is the set of data. And third one is the column index number, which means that you want to match this value with this column in this data set. And fourth one is the range lookup, which should always be false, or you can say should be precise for especially for the alphabets or especially for the words. And here is also a breakdown that VLOOKUP is having this 4 sub functions: lookup value, table array, column index number, and range lookup. Lookup value is what you are looking for, table array where you are looking for, column index what do you want to return, that is the column, and fourth is the range lookup, precise or approximate, it depends on you. And to understand it more clearly, here we have a small example of team and its conferences. As you can see, in one column we have teams and another column we have its conference. So I want to match this team to its conference by applying a VLOOKUP function. So here we are applying a VLOOKUP is equal to VLOOKUP open parentheses. So I want to find this value, press here, comma, and I am looking this value in this table array. So I will select the whole table, comma, and I want to match my team with this column, that is the conference column. So that is the column number 2, comma, 0. 0 stands for precise value, that is false. Bracket close, and you can see that ARIBAL is for American. Now we will change the team CAR and press enter. You can see CAR belongs to national. So this way you can apply VLOOKUP function in your daily activities while working with Excel worksheets. To continue learning more about VLOOKUP, watch my next video with more examples on VLOOKUP with the detailed information and more examples. So till then, see you guys. Thank you very much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Hello friends, this is Shashank and welcome back to Excel Academy. Do you know that the time spent on performing elementary activities in Excel, such as navigation and highlighting, can reach 50% of the total time spent on solving a particular task? If you are also suffering from the same kind of problems, then I suggest you to watch this video till the end. And we will provide you the top 5 Excel shortcuts that will change your life and the way you work with the Excel worksheets. And in this video, we will talk about how to navigate between worksheets, how to select data to the last cell of the range, how to apply filters, how to log your cells with absolute reference, and how to change the formatting of numbers. So let's start today's video. The first one is how to navigate between the multiple worksheets. And there are 3 methods. The first one is the manually scrolling between the worksheets. You can see that we have these multiple worksheets here. And one method which I can use is to manually scroll from this scroll bar to scroll between the worksheets. And I can just click on the worksheets where I want to click. But the second method is the Excel navigation option. Just hover your mouse over the scroll button, right click, and you can select the desired worksheet where you want to go. Just simply select that worksheet, press OK, and you will be navigated toward the sheet. But the third method is quite shortcut and quite time saver. Just simply press Control and page up, and you will be navigating between the worksheets. Now you want to come back, just press Control and page down. You will navigate between the worksheets. So this is how you can navigate between the worksheets using the keyboard shortcuts. That's Control, page up, and Control, page down. Now, second one is how to select data to the last cell of the range. Now you can see that we have a set of data, and we have these cell ranges where the data ends. And I want to select the data to the last cell. Just simply press Control, Shift, and down arrow. You will select the whole column. Now you want to select all the 4 remaining columns. Now simply press Control, Shift, and the right arrow. You will select the whole data from the first cell to the last cell. And we have another option. You can select Control, Shift, and 8. You will select the whole range to the last cell. So this way, you can select the data when you have a list of hundreds of items in a single set of data. But this method doesn't work with the blank cells or the blank rows. So if you have blank rows or blank cells in your data set, firstly you have to remove your blank rows. Now we will see how to remove your blank rows. Simply you have to first select the data by dragging with mouse. Then press F5, go to Special, select blanks, and press OK. Now you can see all the blank rows has been selected here. Now just simply right click and delete. Let's shift cells up. OK. Now you can see that all the blank rows has been removed. So this is how you can use this option to select the data set. Now, third one is how to apply filters. There are other methods also. You can just go to the navigation tab and use the filter option, but we have keyboard shortcut also. Just simply press Control, Shift, and L, and the filters will be applied. You can see. Now you want to remove the filters, press Control, Shift, L. The filters are gone. So these keyboard shortcuts are very useful and helpful in our daily, day-to-day activities with Excel worksheets. And now we will talk about how to log your cells when you are using the formulas to give absolute reference. Now we want to minus these 2 cells, and I want to log my cells is equal to this cell minus this, and I want to log both of the cells. Just click to that cell and press F4. I want to log this, click here, press F4. Now you can see that my cells has been given with the absolute reference, and now press enter, and it's working. So this way you can log your cells by giving an absolute reference. And lastly, how to format the numbers using the keyboard shortcuts. Like I have these numbers with the general formatting. Now I want to convert this number into $sign. So what we have to do is press Control, Shift, and 4. Now you can see the number has been converted into $. Now I want to convert this number into decimals. I want to Control, Shift, and 1. You can see the number has been converted into decimals. Now I want to convert this number into percentage. Simply Control, Shift, and 5. You can see. So this way you can use Excel keyboard shortcuts to save your time. And if you like my video, do press like and subscribe my channel for the other awesome videos on Excels. Till then, see you guys. Thank you for watching. Hello friends, this is Shashank and welcome back to Excel Academy. In my earlier video, we have seen how to use nested if function, and we were left with the possible errors one can get while using the nested if function and how to make nested if function more user friendly and more readable. And at last, what are the limitations with the nested if function. And now in this video, we will cover all the remaining 3 topics, that what are the possible errors one can get while using the nested if function. So let us start. You can see that here are the 4 possible errors one can get while using the nested if function. One is additional or unnecessary apostrophe signs. Second one is missing of parentheses. Third one is missing of apostrophe sign. And fourth one is obviously the wrong syntax. If your syntax is wrong, then you will obviously get an error. So let us see that what is the first one, which is the additional or unnecessary apostrophe sign. Like you can see that we have this nested if function here. This is all good, it's working fine. Now if I add additional apostrophe sign here and press, you can see that I have inserted a comma here, and press enter, you will get this error. That we have found this problem. To track it in, insert function on the formula tab to fix it. Or you can reduce the apostrophe sign. Press OK, backspace, press enter. Now you can see it's working fine. So additional or unnecessary use of apostrophe signs can also give you an error. Second one is the missing of parentheses. Like we have used 4 if functions here. If I miss one parenthesis here and press enter, you will get this error that we found a typo in your formula and try to correct to it. But the good news is that this type of error will be auto-corrected by the Excel itself. You can press yes and it will be auto-corrected. And third is the missing of apostrophe sign. Like the addition of apostrophe sign can get you an error. Similarly, the missing apostrophe sign can also give you an error. Like we will see here, that if I reduce this apostrophe sign from here and press enter, you will also get the same error. Press OK, go back and give your apostrophe sign, press enter. Now you can see it's working fine. And finally, the wrong syntax. If your syntax is wrong, you'll obviously get an error. And now we will talk about how to make nested if function more user-friendly and readable. Let us see how it works. If you see this if function is looking like a complete mess, one cannot get what is happening right now here in this formula in its first instance. So how to make it more user-friendly that anyone who can look into this formula can get what is actually happening inside the formula. So let us see how to make this formula more user-friendly. Press on the formula bar where we have inserted the formula and go to click here. What you have to do before every if statement, like we have finished first if here and beginning of second, beginning of third, beginning of fourth. Before the beginning of every if function, press Alt and enter, and again go here, Alt plus enter, Alt plus enter, and now you can see that our formula is looking quite simple. But what is happening here? If C55 is less than 65, then F. If less than 73, then D. If less than 85, then C. Press enter, you will get the results. And now again go back, double click here, you will get the same formula here. So this way you can make your nested if function more user-friendly to get what is actually happening inside the nested if function. Press enter. And now finally, that what are the limitations with the nested if function? As we have seen, that nested if function is a good option to use and to test the multiple conditions, and it works really fine. But only one thing is that you can insert only up to 7 if functions within a if function to test the conditions. So this is the only limitation with the nested if function, that you can only insert 7 if functions. So that's all for today's video. If you like my video, watch it, like it, and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for my next videos. Till then, thank you. See you soon. Hello friends, this is Shashank and welcome back to Excel Academy. In my earlier video, we have seen that how to use if function. And in this video, we will see how to use nested if function. And in this video, we will cover the following topics. You can see that what is nested if function, how it works, and how to use nested if function in our day-to-day activities while dealing with the Excel sheets. And what are the possible errors we can get while using the nested if function, and how to make nested if function more user-friendly and more readable. And at last, we will see that what are the limitations with nested if function. So before we proceed to nested if function, let us recall that what is if function and why it is used. What is if function? If function is used to test for a specific condition, which can be anything for you, as based on your criteria, and then it returns a value based on the authenticity, or you can say that if your condition is true or your condition is false, then what output do you want. And here you can see the syntax of the Excel if function, that if logical test, then comma, then value if true, then value if false. And you can summarize the whole syntax into 3 simple steps, that is if, then, else. Like this logical test is your if condition, that what if, then this is your then condition, that if your this condition is true, then you want this value. If it is false, then you want this value. So this is if, then, else. So now we will see a small example on how to use Excel if function, then we will proceed to nested if function. So here we have a small data set based on the student's scorecard, and you can see that we have also defined a criteria for passing marks, that above than 65% marks will be declared as pass. So here is a small syntax of the same, that if score is scored more than 65, the student will be declared as pass. And now we will write the formula here. Let us clear this first. Is equal to if, open parentheses, this cell is greater than or equal to 65, then we want the result as pass. If it is less than 65, then we want our result as fail. So close parenthesis. Now this is a formula that if C9 is greater than or is equal to 65, then the student will be pass. If not, then it will be fail. Press enter and you can see our result is pass. Now drag down the formula to the last cell, you will see the results. So this is how a simple if function works. You will see that you can say that we don't use Excel if function, we can use our own manual methods to pass or to write down the pass or fail entries, but these functions helps us when we have a set of thousands of lists and entries and we cannot do that manually. So on that cases we can use Excel if functions where we have to test the conditions. And now we will see that what is nested if function and how it is used. So this is your nested if function. In the simplest of way, I can say that nested if function is nothing but multiple if functions used within a if function. You can say if you want to test multiple conditions, then you can use multiple if functions within a if function. And here is a small example on the same, that we have converted our student scorecard into grading system. You can say if 0 to 63, then the grades will be F, and if 95 to 100, then the grades will be A. And now we will convert our scores into grades. So let us see how it works. Is equal to if C35 is less than 65, then we want our output as grade F, comma, if C35 is less than 73, then we want if C35 is less than 73, then we want our output as D. If C35 is less than 85, then we want our output as C. If C35 is less than 95, then we want our output as B. If not, then we will get grading A. Now you can see that here we have applied 4 close parentheses. These all parentheses are based on the open parentheses, like we have opened here, we closed here, we opened one here and we have to close here. I mean to say that the times, how many times you use if function, you have to apply that times the close parentheses. Now press enter, you will see our grading has converted into B. Now drag down the formula and you will see that based on the scores and based on the grading system, we get the results on the basis of our grading system. So this is how nested if function works. You can apply multiple conditions within an if function. And if you like my video, do subscribe my channel and please watch my next video, that what are the possible errors one can get while using the nested if function and how to make nested if function more user friendly. Thank you very much guys for watching the video. See you soon. Hi guys, this is Shashank and welcome back to Excel Academy. Do you know that the time spent on performing elementary activities in Excel such as navigation and highlighting can reach 50% of the total time spent on solving a particular task? If you are also struggling with the same kind of problems, then we have a solution for you. Keep watching our videos and we will provide you the tips and tricks on Excel which will save hours for you. So let's start our today's video on the most commonly used Excel function, that is the if function. So let's start how to use if function in Excel. As you can see, syntax is written here for the if function, that is if logical test, comma, value if true, comma, value if false. So before we proceed, let us understand that how if function works. If function evaluates a condition or a logical test and then returns a value if that logical test becomes true or false. Like we have written here, cell B8 is equal to 50. Now I want to write a if function to return a value. If the value in the B8 cell exceeds 100, I want a logical return. So let's write a if function. Is equal to if, open parenthesis, if B8, just click on that cell, is greater than 100, comma, inverted comma, then over budget. Inverted comma, close comma. Now, what if the value is below 100? Inverted comma, under budget. Inverted comma, close. close parentheses. Now we have written our if function, so let's see how it works. Press enter and you will see our result is under budget because the value in the cell B8 is 50, that is below 100. Now if I increase the value to 101, press enter, you will see the return is over budget. So this is how if function works. You can apply hundreds of logical tests with if function if you work with if functions and its logical values. And you can also apply multiple if functions within the if function. That is called nested if function. And if you want to see how to use multiple if functions, do watch my next video on how to use nested if functions within a if function. Thank you very much guys, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share my videos.
Hello friends, welcome to Excel Academy. You are learning Excel tricks and shortcuts for free. My name is Rohit Jyoti and in this video I will tell you how to use conditional formatting and remove the conditional formatting in the Excel sheet. Let me tell you first what is conditional formatting. Conditional formatting allows you to automatically apply formatting such as colors, icons and data bar to one or more cell based on the cell value. You can apply more than one conditional formatting in one cell. To apply the conditional formatting, select the desired cell, click on conditional formatting under Home tab. Here you will see number of options. First option is highlight cells rule. According to the cell value, like greater than, less than, between, equal to. First I want to highlight the cell which is greater than some value. Enter some value like 30,000 and allocate the color of that value. Have given green and click OK. You can see the cell color has changed according to the given values. You can apply multiple conditional formatting on the same. Click on conditional formatting, highlight the cells rule and less than. You can put the value any 20,000 and the cell color has changed. You can also apply conditional formatting according to the data, like data bar. To remove the conditional formatting, select the data cell and click on clear rule. Here you will have two options, clear rule from selected cell or clear rules from entire sheet. I click clear rule from entire sheets. In this way you can see the conditional formatting rules have cleared from entire sheets. Thank you for watching. Please like and share. Thank you.
Hi guys, this is Shashank and welcome back to Excel Academy. In my earlier video, you have seen that how to lock or protect specific cells and ranges in an Excel sheet. But now in this video, we will see how to lock or protect the cells which contain formulas. Because many times it becomes difficult to protect those cells which contain formulas. But after watching this video, it will not be a difficult task for you. So let's start. First of all, you have to select the whole sheet and press right click, go to format cells. You can see that lock and hidden options are highlighted. Now go back. I will show you the formulas. You can see these cells contain formulas and I want only these columns to be locked. So how to do that? Again, select the whole sheet, press right click, go to format cells and first of all you have to uncheck these both options. Press OK. Now you can see all those cells which has the formulas has got a green icon at the top left. It means that your formulas are not protected, so we have to protect them. Now again we will go to the option, go to special, select formulas and press OK. Now you will see that all those columns, cells, ranges which has the formula will get highlighted. You can see that all those columns are highlighted now. Now press right click, go to format cells and now check both options. And now you see the green icon has gone. But still your formulas are not protected. To protect them fully, select the whole sheet, go to review tab and protect it. You can type a password and press OK. Confirm your password. Now you see, this is a cell which has the formula. Now you will get this error. The cell or chart you are trying to change is a protected sheet. Press OK. But this option has a benefit that you can edit other cells as well. Now these cells doesn't contain any formula. Now these cells are editable. You can see I can edit the values here. But I cannot edit the values on those cells which has the formulas. So this is how this option works, and if you like my video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos. Thank you guys, see you soon.
Hello friends, welcome back in Excel Academy. Here you will learn shortcuts, key and tricks for free. My name is Rohit Jyoti and in this video I will tell you how to lock only specific cells and ranges in the protected worksheet. So let us start. I'm having a worksheet of sales and profit. This worksheet contains formula as well as important information that needs to be protected. So first unprotect the sheets by clicking on review tab and then unprotect sheet and enter the passwords if you having. Once the sheet get unprotected, click on select all and open the dialog box by clicking on Control plus Shift plus F. You can also use Control plus 1. A dialog box will open. Click on protection, uncheck the lock cell and click on OK. Now select the desired range which you want to protect. Open the dialog box and click on lock and click OK. This range will be locked. If you want to lock another cell, just select the range, open the dialog box and click on locked. By using this process, you can lock any cell which you want to do and the formula cells which you have to lock and protect. Once you're done with this, click on review tab and click on protect sheet, enter the password and this worksheet get protected. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and share. Thank you. Welcome to Excel Academy. My name is Rohit Jyoti. In this video, you will learn 10 shortcuts key which you should know. So let's start. First, if you want to add any comment in particular cell, just click Shift plus F2. A new comment box will open and you can write any comment regarding that particular cell. So it's very simple to use the shortcut Shift plus F2. Second, if you have written any things in the particular cell and if you want to add another line in that cell, you can just click enter, alt plus enter, and another line you can add here. Third, create a table. You are having some data and you want to create a table, just click Ctrl plus L. A table will be created automatically and you can design the table from above given designs. If you are having some data in the table and you want to filter, you can just use the formula Ctrl plus Shift plus L. You can have here a filter sign. You can filter the data from the filter sign. Insert auto sum formula. You are having some numbers given, just click down and click Ctrl plus equal. Automatically the data will be summed up. Enter the date. It's very simple to use the shortcut Ctrl plus semicolon. That will automatically be filled up. Same thing with the time. You can just use Ctrl plus Shift plus semicolon and time will be entered. Hyperlink. You can add a hyperlink plus Ctrl plus K and select the documents you want to add with the link and click on OK. Hyperlink will be added. To select the complete written column, here you have written something and you have to copy all the written columns. Just click Ctrl plus Shift and down arrow. Automatically the whole columns will be selected and then you can use copy and cut. You can do anything with the selected cell. Hide the row. You can hide the row but just click on Ctrl plus 9. The whole row will be hidden. So thank you for watching.
Hi guys, welcome back to this quick Excel tutorials. And today in this video, we will discuss how to use Excel timeline option to filter your data, which is based on the dates. In earlier in my video, I have shown to use slicer option to filter down your data. Now we have the similar option which is used to filter your dates. Like you can see that we have the date column here and the whole data is converted into a tabular form. You can see serial number, date, vehicle number, gross weight, material, tier weight, net weight, invoice quantity, all these columns are there. And this data is basically based on the weight record sheet. If each vehicle is having a gross weight, tier weight, and net weight. So if at any given point of time, I want to see that in a whole year, at which particular date, which vehicle has arrived with how many weight difference. So I can use timeline option to filter that data. So how to use timeline? Just select your data. Go to insert pivot table. It will ask for a new worksheet. Check on it and the table is already selected. Press OK and a new worksheet will be displayed. Now here are the options to use in pivot table. I want to use date option in my rows and under that I want vehicle number and the gross weight. Now this is the pivot table and it is ready. And here I can use the timeline option to filter my data. I will go to insert timeline. It will give me option to date. Click OK and the timeline option is displayed here. So how to use this timeline option? You can see the whole year has been selected here from 2018 to 2019, but I want a data of only 2018. So I will go to the years. It will ask me 2018. I have selected 2018. Now I will go to again this option, select month. I want a data of only February month, and you can see the data has been filtered down to February. Now I want the data by day wise, so I can go again this option, select days. I want a data of 1st of Feb. So this is a data which is filtered down by 1 February 2018. But now I want a weekly data, so I can use 7 days in a row, 1 to 7, and you can see that data has been filtered down from 1 to 7. So this is how you can use the timeline option. But why we are using timeline option is that in case of dates, it's become difficult to filter down the dates. But with the timeline option, you can filter down your dates very easily, very quickly. Just go to this option, select your quarters, month, days, or years, or whatever you want to filter down, and filter your data. Here you can also customize your timeline bar. You have other options like to change the colors. You can also customize it. From you can remove your headers. You can remove scroll bar. You can use the selection label, or you can remove the timeline label. So this way you can use the timeline options in Excel sheets. You can place it anywhere in an Excel sheet, which will help you to filter down your data. So that's all for today's video. Thank you very much guys for watching this video. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my videos. Thank you guys. See you soon. Hi guys, welcome back to this quick Excel tutorials. And today in this video, we will see that how to create 3D buttons for your Excel sheets. Now you can see that we've already created 3 3D buttons for your ready reference. So let's start how we can create 3D buttons. The process is very simple. Just go to the Insert tab, select any shape which you want to use as your 3D button. Now I'm using a rounded rectangle here. Draw the shape, press Ctrl D to duplicate the shape. Now press Shift and resize it. Place it over the first figure. Now go to the Format tab, Shape Fill, and in the Gradient section, go to the Dark Variation. And for the upper shape, you have to select the top left gradient. Now select the bottom figure, go to Shape Fill, Gradient, and for the bottom figure, you have to select the right bottom gradient. Now you can see that our 3D button is ready. Now you can do one more thing. You can assign, edit any text in it, like save and send. Now you can see that our 3D button is ready, but now one more thing you have to do, you have to group both the shapes. Select the bottom shape, press Shift and select the upper shape, right click and group them. Now you can see our 3D button is ready and we can deploy it anywhere in the Excel sheets. Now what you can do with these buttons, you can assign your macros, you can assign your worksheets with hyperlinks, you can hyperlink your web pages or other files which is present in your machine or the network drives. Like we have already assigned a macro to this button which displays the results of 2 digits. So you can see the answer is 2. Same way you can hyperlink your worksheets and your button will be clickable. So thank you very much guys for watching this video, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my videos. Thank you very much guys. See you soon. Guys, welcome to this Excel tutorial. In this tutorial, I will show you that how we can simplify our data analytics process by applying the simple Excel formulas and functions. And today, I will show you how to use the countif function. So here we go. We have this small data sheet in which we have 4 columns. The first is order date, region, supplier, and the items. But at any given point of time, if I want to know that how many times each item has been ordered in this whole year, I can use the countif function. So how to use the countif function? To use a countif function, we have to understand the sub-functions in the countif function. And there are 2 sub-functions. The first one is to range, to define a range. And range is a set of data from where you want your data to be picked up to get the results. And criteria is a specific word, value, or any cell that contains a value which you want to be picked up from that range. So here we are applying the countif functions. This is a countif function, and first thing is asking for the range. So we have to define the range, and my range is the column number D, where I have to define the range. So I have defined my range, but now I have to define the criteria. In this, I will not give any specific word or value. Instead, I am defining a cell which contains a specific value, and here I want to get the count of the pencils, so I will click on this cell and close the brackets. And if I press enter, I will get the results. So here I am getting the results of that 13 times the pencil has been ordered in this whole year. So if you want to use the same results, the below mentioned items, you can do one thing. First of all, you have to log these values plus and press enter. Now drag down and you will get the results. So this way we can use this counting function to get the results, and you can use this formula in your daily data analytics processes. Thank you very much for watching this video.
Hi guys, welcome back to this quick Excel tutorials. And today in this tutorial I will show you how to add slicers in your Excel sheets. So before we start, let us understand that what are slicers. Slicers are a new and a very powerful tool to customize and filter your data in a beautiful way. And it's quite easy to add slicers into your Excel sheet. So let's see how it works. First of all, you need a small set of data, like we have in this Excel sheet, a training record of few students. Date of training, name of student, course taken, and the notes. And I want to filter down, to slice down the data as per the courses, that how many students have taken the course 1, course 2 or course 5. So we can add slicers. So before we add slicers, the first thing we need to do is to convert your data into a table. You can do that by clicking anywhere in your data, go to insert and click on table. If your data has tables, you can check this option. If not, then you can uncheck it. Click OK and your data has been converted into a table. And now it will give you an option to insert slicer. So there are the few options where you can apply your slicers. I want to apply slicers on course. And now you can see that I have given 3 options in this slicers. I can customize it. If I click on course 1, it will slice down or filter down the data to all those students who has been taken the course 1. If I select on course 2, course 5. So this way you can apply slicers into your Excel sheets and present them in a beautiful way. And moreover, you can customize your slicers as per your requirement. Like right now I have one column. I want to convert a slicer into 2 or 3 columns, so I can go to this option, add number of columns, and you can see the number of columns has been increased to 3. You can resize it, place it anywhere, and it will be a part of your Excel sheet. You can clear your filters, you can reapply them, course 2, course 5. So this way you can apply slicers into your Excel sheets and present them in a beautiful way. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share my videos. Thank you very much. In this video, you will learn how to activate the developer tab and how to add calendar date picker option in the Excel sheet. So let's see how it works. Hi guys, this is Shashank and welcome back to my channel X Academy. X Academy provides you latest tips and tricks on various MS Office softwares. And before we start today's video, so let me remind you to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for the latest updates. So what's all there for you in today's video? So let's start today's video and explore the latest tips and tricks on MS Excel.
Welcome to this tutorial, and today we will learn how to make your Excel cells speak.
Hi guys, are you amazed by listening this robotic voice? Of course yes, because this is not a human voice and this is not generated by me. This is generated by the MS Excel itself. So in this video, we will talk about that how to make your Excel cells speak the exact values, the exact data which you have just entered. So let's start and learn how to do this. First of all, you have to go to this option that is Customize Quick Access Toolbar. Right click, go to More Commands, then select Commands Note in the ribbon. Then you have to search for Speak Cells. So here is the option which is speak cells. Select this, add and. Now you can add one more, that is speak cells on enter. Now there you can see we have another options also, speak cells by columns or speak cells by rows. You can try your experiments with these options too, but today we will focus on just these two options, speak cells on enter and speak cells. Just press OK and you will see that you have been provided two more options in your quick access toolbar, and these are speak cells on enter and speak your cells. So let's try this and see how this works.
Turned off speak on enter.
So just enter any value 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 8 and press enter. You will see you are not getting any voice. Go back and just click here.
Cells will now be spoken on enter.
And now you have activated the speak cells on enter. Now press enter.
345,698.
So this is a very adventurous and amazing way you can use Excel in your workings. So try experimenting with other values also. 3, 4, 6, 9. And let's change the formatting.
$3,468,765.
So let's change its formatting to
$3,468,765.
So this way you can speak your cells for numerical values. And now let's try with the alphabetical values. So let's add anything.
Shashank Walia. Arun.
So this is how you can activate speak cells option in your Excel worksheets. So before we end today's video, let me again remind you to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for the latest updates. And thank you guys for watching this video. Do watch my other videos on MS Excel VBS series and MS Excel tips and tricks. Thank you guys. See you soon.
Hey guys, my name is Shashank and welcome back to this new video. And as I promised that I will explain how to create this beautiful Excel sheet in collecting your incident data and how to analyze them and how to visualize them with beautiful charts, pivot tables, slicers and your timeline actions. So in this video, I'm going to explain every feature step by step, and this video is going to be long. So bear with me and watch till end if you want to learn how to create this beautiful looking visualization and this database which will collect all the data of your incidents. So if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe it, because I will keep bringing new videos for you in creating beautiful templates for your organization and for your personal use. So let's begin this video. So first of all, we are going to open a new Excel sheet, a blank template. So let's do this. So press Ctrl N and you will be directed towards a new blank Excel sheet, right? So this is a blank Excel sheet. And in this Excel sheet, we will create 3 different blank sheets. So there is a sheet 1 and I will create sheet 2 and sheet 3, and I will rename them as, you can say, data, backup data, and data visualization, right? So in this sheet we will add all those slicers, timeline, pivot charts and tables, and in this sheet we will add all the backend all the data which we are going to dump in this Excel sheet, and here we will add some backend data which will be used in this sheet, right? So first of all, we will create this data sheet, and here we have all these tables and headlines and the data. So we will go back to the previous sheet and we'll copy these headlines so that we don't waste time in rewriting all this stuff. So I will just simply press here and select everything, Control C, go back here, Control V, right? So you can see these are simple lists, because to represent data in visualization form, you have to convert these headlines into a table, right? So to convert it into a table, we will simply select this row and Control Shift and L, right? So the moment I select this, you will see these headlines has been converted into tables. So now you can go and filter them as per your data, right? So this is the first step, to convert your headlines into tables, right? And now we will go back and see what else is happening here. So we have this, you can say, the type of incident, right? And here we have this drop down list. So we have to create this drop down list so that you have a symmetrical or same entries to analyze them on the later stage. So we will go back to this stage and we'll go back to this backup sheet, and here we will add incident categories. And now here we will add all those incidents. So we will copy from this sheet, right? Control Shift and down arrow, we will select Control C, go back to the sheet and Control V. So we have this backend data. Now we have to add this data here, right? So how to do that? We will select this column and we will go to the data, and here we will go to this option which is data validation. Select here and go to data validation. Yes. Now we have already selected this list option. We have to select the list option and then take the reference, click here and go to backup sheet and select these columns, rows and cells, and select OK. Okay, so now we have these drop down option available with all, right? So this was the first step in creating a drop down list, and now we will go back and see what else is happening here. So you can see if I scroll this sheet towards right, you can see my first column will remain here, and if I scroll it down, my headings will always be stationary here. So we call them freeze cells. So we'll go back and create freeze cells. For that, we will select this first cell of the second column, and we will go to the view option and freeze panes and freeze pane. Now we will have this stationary headlines and fixed first column. If you want to fix this column, you have to select this cell, right? So we will go again to this freeze column and unfreeze panes. Now select this cell and go to freeze panes, and now you will see that I have this fixed second column and fixed first row, right? So this was the second step to freeze the panes. And now we will go back and see what else is happening here. So this sheet is complete. We have the data, and now we have to create the visualization, right? So we will go back and we'll go to this sheet, right? So the next step is to create your, you can say, pivot table, right? So how to do this, how to create this pivot table, we have to go back to this data sheet and select this whole data, right? From click Control Shift down arrow and Control Shift right arrow. So we have this data, and now we will create a pivot table. So click on the pivot table. Now we have the data, and now we will go to the existing worksheet. We will go to data visualization and select this cell. Go down and click OK. Right, so we have this pivot table here, and now we have to add fields here to create the data. So what do? We will go back to this sheet, and we will see what are the fields which we have used to show field list. Now you can see that I have added type of incident and number of incidents in values and type of incident in the rows. So go back here and select type of incident in the rows and type of incident in the values. Now you can see we have the numbers according to the categories. So this is our pivot table which is ready. And now next step is to create this slicer option to filter it. How to do that? Go to simple insert, go to slicer, and now you can see all these filter options are available to you, that on which column or on which data field you want to filter your pivot table. So we will go with the type of incident. So this is it. And now we have this slicer here. We can create columns to resize it. Now if I click here, I will see that all the data which is based on assault incidents is available here. Dharna, forceful entries, sabotage, pilferage, etc. Everything is there. Select on this pivot table, go to timeline, and now we have this timeline option. So we will go with the date of incident. Now we have this timeline option here. You can expand it, and we will go to month. Okay, right? So this is how we have created our timeline option. Right, this is timeline. If I expand it all further, so if I click on April, May, June, it will start filtering the data based on March, how many assault, how many forceful entries, how many dharna, and in the month of April, how many assaults, how many sabotage. So right, this is how this is whole data visualization is happening here. And now the last step is to create this chart. How to create this chart? Simply go to insert, select on this pivot table, and go to recommended charts. And now we have this recommended chart. First one, select this and place it here. So right now we don't have any data to show here, so we will clear all the filters, right? So the chart has started displaying the data here. Now assault, pilferage, trespassing, sabotage, right? So if you want to select multiple items, you have to first clear this filter data here and then select this option, multi-select. And if I select, remove everything and then select multiple entries to show here. Right, so right, this is how you can create this data visualization using your data, filter it, analyze it, and keep a symmetry, you can say, throughout your data so that you can analyze it later on. So that's all for today's video, and if you have any specific doubt, if you want to ask me anything regarding this, regarding anything which I have displayed in this video, I can create another video and explain that specific step in that video. Thank you very much. Guys, my name is Shashank, and today in this video I'm going to show you a very interesting, simple, no, it's not simple, bit of complicated, but a time-based Excel quiz sheet which not only store your data, which not only show you that whether you have passed your examination or not, but it also generates a certification of completion after you pass or fail your examination, whatever it, right? So let us see how this sheet works and what are the features and how you can create your own sheet. Although I'm not going to explain everything in detail, but this is just an overview of this sheet and the features. The moment you open this worksheet or the quiz sheet, you will get this pop-up message that this is a time-based quiz, and the timer will start the moment you press yes. If you press yes, the timer will start, this timer here will start, and if you press no, the sheet will close, right? So let's see, press yes, you see the timer has started working. And these are the basic information, your personal information. You have to enter your personal information here, your name, your employee number, and this is the fixed information which you don't have to change. Either you can lock it or you can leave it, because it is not going to hamper any of the process or the progress of the Excel quiz. So these are the two buttons, submit and display, right? The moment you hit submit button after completion of your all the questions, the timer will stop and the sheet will get locked, and you won't be able to alter or change your responses. So this is the feature. And after you have submitted your responses, now you want to display your score, you will hit the display score and you will be given a certificate with your passing marks, whatever the score you have achieved or not, right? So now let's see. Okay, so this is in the top bar. You can see there is a progress bar which will show you how many questions you have attempted out of total questions. So total questions I have attempted are 16, right? And total questions in this sheet are 30. You can increase and decrease as per your requirement, but you have to tweak and make some changes in the Excel sheet. So this is the user interface in which the user will interact, and this is the backend data where the data will get stored. So these are the questions and these are the correct responses against those questions, and these are the responses received from this sheet, right? The answers which you have given. So this here you have to write the question, and here you have to add the answers, and here the user will enter the correct response, and this will be turned into correct or wrong response using this if statement, right? So it will store and convert the data into right and correct and wrong, and here it will calculate how many correct responses has been received from this sheet. There are 5, and how many questions has been attempted, 16, and what is the score, 25, and what is the percentage, it's 17%, right? So this is the backend data. Okay, so let's see that you have submitted your responses, completed your quiz, and now you want to submit your response. So let's see how it works. The moment I hit submit, it will give you a message, a warning that you won't be able to change your answer. So if I hit yes, the timer will stop and the sheet will get locked. So you won't be able to change any of the response. So now finally you have submitted your response, and now you want to see whether you have passed or not. You can simply go to the display score. It will give you a certificate of completion. So this is the certificate. It will ask you where you want to save it. I want to save it at desktop, and now hit save, and it will generate your certificate of completion. This is certify that has successfully passed basic examination with 70%. So these lines you can change as per your requirement, whatever you want, right? Successfully attempted and has scored so many percentage of marks. So these are the basic requirements, basic functions, right? So let me close this sheet and come back, and we'll see how it will look when I open this sheet, right? I saved it, closed it. Now I'm going back to my if I open this sheet and how it will behave. So let us see. So the moment I open my worksheet, I will get 2 responses, whether you want to continue or not. So if I hit yes, the timer will start as I explained, but if I hit no, it will ask you to save or don't save. So let it don't save. The sheet will close. Now we again open it, and this time we will see that what are the codes which has been used in this sheet to add all these features here. So for that I will first of all go to the developer tab, and here is Visual Basic. So these are the codes. This is the code which will run the moment I open my sheet. It will ask me to yes for whether to continue or whether to close the sheet, right? And this is where the sheet will get locked after I hit the submit button. And this is where the timer is working. This is a timer, this is a stop timer, and this is a reset timer. Every time I close my worksheet, the timer will again reset to 20 minutes, right? And these are the codes which will again lock the worksheet after 20 minutes automatically. So this is the code to generate your certificate, to convert it into the PDF file, right? So let me show you one more thing. So this code, simple line here, even if you do not hit submit button and you are running out of time and you could not complete your exam within 20 minutes, after 20 minutes the sheet will get locked automatically whether you hit submit button or not, right? So these are the features, simple features, right? So let me hit submit here. Yes. So timer is locked, sheet is locked. This is how the sheet will work. Thank you very much. And if you're interested in how to create the sheet, text me on my WhatsApp number, which is given in the description box, or if you want the sheet, to let me know. Thank you very much. Hey guys, my name is Shashank and welcome back to another Excel tutorial, and today in this video I'm going to show you that how you can design and create an Excel based quiz for your employees or for your students or for your teams, right? So, and you can design it and then circulate it within your teams and students. So in this whole Excel sheet I have used 4 Excel functions and 2 VBA codes, and I will show you how to use them step by step, right? And the functions are Excel if function, right? Sum product, is text, and count if function, right? So these are the basic functions which I use mostly in all of my Excel sheets. And then I have used 2 VBA codes, first to lock this sheet after you submit your quiz, and then to display your score the moment you hit submit button. So these are the 2 VBA codes you can use in this Excel sheet. So first of all, you can see that this is a basic layout which I have created, right? Just to give it a look and to give it a heading. So you can see a heading, time-based quiz, right? Or you can or you can write whatever you want to write in this heading, right? And then this is the personal information, the name and employee name. If you are using for the students, then you can use it for roll number or registration number, whatever you want to use. So for the demonstration purpose, I'm using only 5 questions here, but you can use as many as you want, right? And the passing score I have set is 80%. Total time limit is 20 minutes, right? And then you can see this is the format which I have created to add questions and their options, right? So you can write your question here, and in these 4 rows you can add the options, and the person who will be attempting this quiz has to select any one of these options and write his or her option in this cell, right? For example, if the answer is right, A, then I will write A here, right? So this is how you can copy and paste this format and create as many questions as you want. And for demonstration I have added only 5, right? And now this is the front sheet, right? And now one thing is missing from this sheet is the submit button, which we'll use to submit and display the score and block the worksheet, right? For that, simply go to insert and go to illustrations, and then we will use the shapes, right? And this is the shape which I'm going to use. Simply draw the shape and fill the colors, right? And then you can give it a white outline, you can give it a weight, and then I want to simply make a design boundary, right? So now I have designed a submit button. I want to edit text, submit. We will put it in center and then give it a size, give it bold, right? So this is the submit button. After you complete your quiz, you can hit the submit button. Right now you cannot click this button, but when I add the VBA code, this simple shape will be turned into a clickable button, right? So this is the front sheet, and now we will design the backend sheet. So this is the backend sheet. Here I have added the 5 questions and their correct responses. If you have 30 questions, then you have to add all the 30 questions here, right? If you have to simply go down, right, and then add the correct answers here, and then these are the responses received from this sheet, right? Whatever the response the person is going to submit here, it will be recorded in this column, and if the response is correct, it will turn it into a correct or wrong by using the if function. So how to use the if function? I will simply delete it here, right? Simply if open parentheses, sorry, and then if B3, right, is equal to, if B3 is equal to C17, then answer should be, output should be correct, or if not, then it should turn into wrong. So this is the simple X function, if function, right? So now let's see, if I change this answer from A to B, then it will turn into wrong, right? And now you can do another thing. You can simply select this whole column and then go to conditional formatting, then highlight cell rules, and then you can see text that contains. If this whole column contains a text wrong, then it will turn it into a red color, right? So now you can see that how many wrong options are there and only one correct is there, right? So the if function is calculating this cell value against this cell value, right? So for every you can say calculation, you have to copy paste the whole formula down and then change the cell reference. For example, this is the answer for second question, and the second question is in the C23, so you have to enter C23 here, and then for the third question, this is the C31. You can see this is where the C31 is, right? So now you have to change these cell references every time you copy and paste the formula down in the number of questions, and then is the number of questions attempted. For example, if you can see that all the questions have been attempted, right? They have a value in the answer column. And then you can see that against every question there is a value 1, which means that if the cell which needs to be filled by the participant or the candidate is empty, this value will be turned into 0, which means that that cell is empty. And if that cell contains any value, whatever it's right or wrong, it will show a 1. So how do you do that? For that I have used here 2 functions, sum product and isText, right? So isText is used to calculate if any cell has any text value. If that cell has a text value, it will turn the output as true, and if it is empty, it will turn out as false. So true in computer language is 1 and false is 0, right? So to convert this true and false into 1 and 0, I have used this sum product and 1 and multiply by it 1. For example, if this function here is turning a value into true, right, then it means that in computer terms it's 1. So 1 into 1 is 1, right? So it will give me an output 1. If the output is false, then 0 into 1 is 0. So output will be 0, right? So see how to do that. For example, simply write sum product and double click, and then array1. So array1 is text. I want to use this function here, is text. And what is the value? Which value I am going to use to check if this value has any text or not? And that is the C17 for my first question, right? And then I will close my parenthesis here, and then I will multiply the value by 1, and then again close the parenthesis, so enter. Now you see the value is 1. But if I delete the entry, let's see I have deleted it, now you will see that output is 0. So this is how you can calculate that how many questions has been attempted, right? So how to do that, we will see in another column. So this will calculate the values based on the whether there is a value, text value or not in the answer column or in the answer option, right? So these are the basic calculations, and now let's see. attempted. So this function here, I have used countif function. The countif function will calculate the number of ones in this column and then it will calculate it, right? And to calculate it, I have used the countif function. How to do that? Simply type countif open parenthesis. Now the first is range. It is asking for the range, which means the column which you want to use in the calculation. So this is the column I want to use, and then it is asking for the criteria. What do you want to calculate? I want to calculate all those cells which contains 1. So I will enter 1 here and close the parentheses and then enter. Now the answer is 4, right? So it means that out of 5 questions, the candidate has attempted 4 questions. Total questions are 5 and correct responses. To calculate the correct responses from this column, I have used the countif function again. Simply type the function countif, right? Open parentheses, and now again I have set the range. So this is my range, comma, and criteria. When we are calculating the numeric values, we don't have to use the inverted commas, but if we are using the text values, then we have to close them in the inverted commas. So example, I want to calculate the correct responses, which means that all those cells which contain correct, they will be calculated by this function, which means only one cell has the value correct. And then again, it's equally similar with the wrong responses. Instead of correct, I have replaced it with the wrong, right? And now score. How do you calculate the score? So total questions are 5 and correct is 1. So I have used the simple function percentage formula. This is equal to correct answer, select this, divided by total questions 5 and hit enter. Now when you hit enter, it will not convert it into the percentage, and to do that you have to convert this cell formatting into the percentage, right? Then only you will see the value percentage here, right? So the person has scored 20%. So now I will see that second question has the correct answer B, right? So I will change first question A, second question B. Now we'll see that percentage will be changed. Now my percentage is 60% and there are only 3 wrong responses. So this is how it will auto calculate everything in the backend. And now message. So this message will be used after the person has hit the submit button. It will display it in a message box whether that person has passed or not. And if that person has scored more than 80%, it will be converted into a different message. You can see here, if the value of H6 is equal to or more than 80%, then you will see this message. Congratulations, you have passed your exam with 80% or 85%. Or if it is less than 80%, then it will display as sorry, you have failed and have scored only 60%, right? So this is how these calculations will work in the backend. So now this is all about the Excel functions, and now we are going to use VBA codes, right? So there are only 2 VBA codes which I am going to use, and then we will add those VBA codes in this button, right? So let's see how to do that. Alright, so if you have not used VBA codes before this video, then you have to activate the developer tab first. And how to do that? Simply go to the file option, right, and then go to the options, right, and then go to customize ribbon, right, and then you will see here this developer tab, right? I have checked it, that's why it is available on my Excel sheet. If I uncheck it, it will not be available. So to activate it, simply check it and set OK. So you will see this developer tab here. Now go to developer tab and then go to Visual Basics, right, and then go to insert and then create a module. First of all, I want to create a module to protect these sheets with a formula. So how to do that? I will write this code here, sub log sheets, hit enter, right? So this is a name which I have given here, and then message box. The moment the person hit the submit button, it will display a message box, right? So what is the message box here? It will say that the moment you hit submit button, you won't be able to change your answers because the sheet will be locked. So I will write a message here. You will not be able to change your responses. Okay, so hit enter, and now I will set this password as a text string, so right, as string, sorry, and then I will add my password here, which will be used to protect these sheets. The password is equal to, this is the password, test, hit enter, and then I want to activate active sheet dot protect password is equal to password, right? So you see that the moment this code will be activated, it will lock and protect all those sheets which are active, which means the sheet on which you are working, it will lock them. So let's test this. Simply go to this option and hit run. It will ask you which code you want to run. So this is the code I want to run, and now you see this message. You will not be able to change your responses. If you see OK, then you will see that your sheet has been protected and it is locked. You see, unprotect the sheet. You won't be able to change anything until or unless you unprotect the sheet, and the code will be known to you only, not to the students, right? So to unprotect it, simply type the password test and hit enter. Now the sheet is unprotected again. Okay, so this was the first VBA code which we used in our Excel sheet, and now we will type another VBA code which will be used to display a message with the score which the person has scored, right? So for that, simply type sub show results, right? Then with the message box. The moment the person hit the submit button, it should show a message box with the result and the message box, worksheets, right? And sorry, sheet 2. It will take the values from sheet 2, right? Close parentheses, set dot range. Now it will, here we have to define which cell value we want to display in our message box. So I will go back here and I will see in which cell we are using. So I'm going to use the H7 here, right? So H7, and then close parentheses dot text, right? So it will convert it for its formatting into the percentage, right? And then so this is used to add space within the messages, right? This inverted commas, right? Okay, and now I will again simply copy and paste this whole formula here, and then I will change the value from H7 to H8. So this is all, sorry. Okay, so this is a small error here because there is no sheet which is known as sheet 2, right? Because we have changed the name of sheet 2 with data. So I will simply replace sheet 2 with data, right? Okay, now let's test it. Is it working fine? Okay, sorry, you have failed and scored, right? So now you can see that this is how it will look like. So the score is in the H6. I have to change it from H8 to H6. Now again we will run this here. Sorry, you have failed and have scored 60%, right? So this is how you can design a simple VBA code. Now we will compile both of these codes into another module which we called as run macros. It will run both of these macros simultaneously, right? And then we will assign this macro to the button. Then the moment you hit the button, it will display the results. So now close it and simply I will go to the sheet 1 and now submit button. Right click here and then go to assign macro. Which macro you want to assign? I want to run macros. This macro has both of these VBA codes and it will run both of these codes simultaneously, right? So, okay, and now you will see this button has this clickable option here. Click here, you will not be able to change your response. Okay, no problem. Sorry, you have failed and have scored 16%. So this is how you can design your Excel quiz sheet by using Excel functions and VB codes. So we have used if function, right? And then we have used the sum product, is text, and counting function, and then we use two VBA codes for calculating and then protecting the sheet and then displaying your results. So this is how you can design, and then after you have designed everything, you can simply hide this sheet, right? So that no one will know that there is another sheet in this Excel sheet, right? This is how you can do that. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe this channel and stay tuned for more. Thank you very much. Hey guys, my name is Shashank and welcome back to this another tutorial, and today in this video I'm going to show you 9 most important copy and paste tricks which nobody has ever told you. Yes, you heard me right, that nobody has ever told you. So right now let's start with the very first trick. So most of the times when we try to create a chart, the general process is we simply select the data and then we go to the insert tab, or we create or select any chart which we want to display on our Excel sheet, right? But there is another trick which you can do by a simple copy and pasting. So first of all, just go to insert tab and select any chart which you want to show on your Excel sheet, right? And you will see this blank chart because you have not selected any data. Now, when you have this blank chart, simply select the data. Press Ctrl C, select your chart, then press Ctrl V. Now your data has been transformed on a chart. Isn't it cool? Yes, and then you can do whatever you want to do in that chart. Now, let's move on to the trick number 2. Most of the times we create some charts and then we try to display that chart on multiple sheets, right? So the simple trick we can do is, the general process is we select the data, we create another chart, and then we share that chart on another sheet, right? But there is another trick which you can do. Simply press your Control key, right? And then hold it, then press your left key and then drag that chart wherever you want to do. This will create copies of your chart, and then you can do it multiple times, share on multiple sheets, right? And you can do this with your data also. Simply select the data which you want to copy, press Control and hold it, then press your left key and then drag your mouse wherever you want to copy that data. So isn't it cool and simple? Just press and hold your Control key and your left mouse key, right? So now let's move on to the trick number 3. Next is that sometimes we have formulas in our columns or in our cells, right? But we don't want to display them as formulas. We want to display them as values. So what do? So there is a trick. Simply select the data. For example, this column is having this formula, simple formula, some formula, right? So I want to display this column not as formulas but as values. So simply select the data, press Ctrl C, right? And then go to any column or cell where you want to paste that data. Now press right click. You will see this option, values. Now your formulas has been converted into simple values, and they are not variables, they are fixed values. So if I change any number in this cell, it will not change these values here, right? Even if you want to convert that formula into values into this in the same column, you can simply do that. Simply select the data, press Ctrl C, and then press right click, then convert it into values. Now your formulas has been converted into values, right? So now let's move on to the trick number 4. Sometimes we are experimenting with the data. We create data in rows or in columns, but we want to transform or transpose that data into rows from columns or into columns from rows. So most of the time people do copy and paste, right? But there's another trick. Simply select the data. For example, I want to display this data in columns. So I will press Ctrl C, copy it, and then go to any cell, press right click, and then go to this option, transpose. It will transpose your data from rows to columns, and you can do it vice versa from column to rows, right? Now let's move on to the next trick. So sometimes we have to move our data, right? Which means cutting from the delete from it from one cell and then paste it on another cell. So the simple function we always use is Control X and Control V, but there is another trick. If I want to move this data from this column to this cell, right? So what I do, press your Alt key and then press your left key and then move your data. Now it has been moved, or you can say deleted from these cells and has been pasted on these cells, right? So now let's move on to the next trick. For example, sometimes we do multiplications with simple formulas, right? The multiplication formulas. But there is another trick which you can do by using the copy and paste function. So this is, for example, I want to multiply all these numbers with this number 10. So one trick is type a formula and then multiply these values, right? But there is another trick. Simply copy this data, Control C, and then paste it here. And then select the number with which you want to multiply your values and press Control C. Then select the data with which you want to multiply that number, and then press right click, go to paste special, and then select multiply. And then your values has been multiplied by this number, right? So now let's move on to the next trick. For example, as I told you that sometimes we want to shift our columns, right? We want to move our columns, but sometimes we want to interchange our columns between, let's say, I want to shift this F column to H column and H to F. So most of the times we do Control X, we cut that column and then we insert that column before G, right? But you can do it by a simple trick. Just simply select your data, press Control T, and transform your data into table. Now I want to move this H column before my E column. So what do? I will simply select the data, right? And then press your Alt key, right? And then press your left key and then move your data. You will see that your data has been moved from H column to E, and E column has been shifted to H. So this is how you can interchange your data between the columns, right? Now let's move on to the next trick. Sometimes we want to share our charts, right, on different sheets, but we don't want people to manipulate the data. So what you can do, you can simply create any chart. For example, if I create a chart here, insert and recommended charts, and this is the chart which I want to create. I want to share this chart with the people, but I don't want them to manipulate the data. So what I can do, I will simply select the chart, press Ctrl C, and then select any sheet or cell where you want to share that chart, and then press right click and paste it as a picture. Now this is the same chart, right? But you cannot edit or manipulate your data in this chart because this is a picture, right? So now let's move on to our last trick. So this trick is very handy because sometimes we want to copy multiple data, but by default you cannot paste all of those data in a single click because you can do it with the latest data which you have copied. For example, if I want to copy this data and this data into different cells, I can do it one by one, not simultaneously, right? But there is a trick. For example, I have copied this data, Control C, and then I want to copy this data, press Control C. But now I can only paste this data which I have selected right now, but not this data, right? But if you go to this option, the clipboard option, you will see a history of every data which you have copied during that session, and it will display it here. You can now go and select any data and then click on that data, it will be pasted on the selected cell. Let me show you how. Now I have deleted all the history. Now this is the data which I want to copy. I will press Ctrl C and it will be saved as a temporary copy in this clipboard. And now I want to copy this data. I will press Ctrl C. Now this data has been saved here. And now I will want to go here and then I will click this will be pasted here. I will go here and will click this and this will be pasted here. So this way you can create a temporary copies of multiple data, right? And then you can paste it anywhere or in any sequence, right? So that was all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching this video. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel. Thank you very much. Hey guys, my name is Shashank and welcome back to this another tutorial. And today in this video, I'm going to show you and I will try to explain Excel if function in as simple language as possible, right? So if function is just like our day-to-day expressions which we use to convey our ideas, our thoughts, or our decisions, right? For example, I will give you a very simple example. For example, when you say if I have 1,000 rupees, then I would buy wireless headphones. If not, then I will buy wired headphones. So this is one expression where we have applied a condition. Then you can apply another condition. If I want to eat Chinese food, then I will go to this certain restaurant. And if I want to eat any local food, then I will go to this restaurant. So you have applied this condition which we call if and else condition, if else, right? And in this tutorial, we will also see that how to apply this real life expression or condition in Excel and try to make our work and day-to-day activities on Excel as smooth as possible. So to understand Excel if function, we will try to break down its syntax into three major sections. If you can see, this is the syntax, this is the if condition. It is saying that if cell B9 is greater than or equal to 65, then the result should be pass. If not, then fail. So this is the condition which we want if the condition is true, and this is the condition which we want when the condition is false, right? So if condition works on true and false. So if you can see, this is the syntax. The first one is logical test. What do you want to test? What is that condition, right? And then what do you want if that condition is true? Or what do you want if that condition is false? So these are the three major sections of if statement. And you can see the purpose of if is to test a specific condition, then it returns your value, and then this is syntax. And now we will try to apply this if condition in a very simple example, right? But if you see, but if you are not very comfortable with Excel formulas, I will just tell you that how to apply Excel formulas. So first of all, whenever you try to apply any formulas, you have to start that formula with the is equal to sign, right? And then you can apply any formula, for example, sum. Then open parentheses, what are those numbers you want to sum? So you can select any cells, and the value in those cells will be considered as numbers. So I want to add this cell, and comma, I want to add this cell. So these are the two cells which I want to add, and then press enter. The result is 0 because there are no values. So if I add 1 here and 2 here, you will see the answer is 3 because I am adding these two numbers here, right? So this is how you apply formulas. But if you can see that I have already applied is equal to sign in this section, but the result is nothing. It is simply displaying the formula, no results. So how do you do that? When you apply formula and you just want to display the formula and not the results, you just simply apply this apostrophe sign, right, before your formula. You can see now this is just a statement. It's just a value, it's not a formula, right? So whenever we try to apply formulas, you have to keep in mind that there are two types of data in Excel. The first one is numbers, and second one is the strings. Strings are the text values. And whenever we try to add text or strings, you have to keep them under inverted commas. As you can see, the password is a string, it's a text. So you have to keep it under inverted commas so that Excel can identify that what type of value you are using. So if I'm using numbers here, I have used 65, so it is without inverted commas. So it is understood by Excel that what value is number and what value is a string or text. So these are the two terms which you have to keep in mind. Whenever you try to add data or text, keep it under the inverted commas, and whenever you add numbers, you can leave it without inverted commas, right? So now let's move on to our very first simple example of if, how to apply if. So this is the one simple example which you can apply to calculate whether a person has passed his examinations or not, right? So if you can see, the score of greater than 70 is pass, which means that if any person who is scoring more than 70%, right, should be considered as pass. So result should be displayed as pass, and if the result is below 70, then it should display as false. So we will try to apply a formula here, the if formula. So double click, press is equal to if, open parentheses. So what is the value which you want to test? I want to test the value under this cell, C17, right? So if C17 is greater than or is equal to what, 70, then the result should come as pass, and if not, then the result should be fail. Close. You can see the result is pass because this person has scored 92 marks. So if I change the values here, if I go 50, you will see the result is fail. See, now you want to apply this formula to all these cells. So what you can do is you can just simply select this plus sign and drag down your formula to below cells. Now you will see all those cells has been turned into pass and fail. So this is how you can apply formulas in Excel, right? So in this formula, we have added a number, a specific number, that is 70. But what if I don't want to add an absolute value or a fixed value? I just want to add a cell, and whatever the value I feed in that cell should be used as an input for this if function. So for that, I can do simply one thing. I will go to this option, right? I will add that passing score is displayed here. Whatever the score, whatever the number which I feed in this cell should be taken as the input of passing score. Just double click here and then delete this value and click here. Now what does it mean? It means that if C17, which means this value, is greater than or is equal to the value inside this cell, that is E14, the result should be calculated applying the conditions. So press OK. You will see fail. Why? Because I have added 50. So if I add 40 here, the result will turn into pass because the passing score is 40 and that person has scored 50. So this is how you can add fixed values and variables in Excel if function. Now, what do you do if you have to drag down this function, this formula here? You have to make a small change here. I will tell you what is that. So if you just click here and drag down your formula into the below cells, you will see you have the same result. Why? Because every time when you drag down your formula, this cell value keeps on changing, right? Here it has taken the value of E15, and if I go to this, here it has taken the value of E16. But I don't want to change the value. I want the value of the passing score to be fixed. I want a fixed cell. So how do you do that? Simply go to this option, and where you have applied E14, just apply dollar sign before E and 14. So which means that the value which you have added here is absolute value. It's not a variable, which means the Excel will take a fixed cell. It will not change it, but the values may vary. Now just drag down your formula and you will see the results. See? Why? Because all these people are having score above 40. So my passing score is 70. Now the result has been changed to fail, pass, and whatever you want to do. So this way you can apply Excel if function in your day-to-day activities, in your Excel sheets, and make your work more automate and which you can use to filter out your data, right? So that's all for today's video. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this channel, and keep coming back for more tutorials on Excel. Thank you very much. Hey guys, my name is Shashank and welcome back to this another video of Excel tutorial. And in previous video, I have explained how the Excel if function works and what are the possible ways you can use in your day-to-day usage of Excel. So in this video, I'm going to show you the next step, the advanced usage of Excel if function. Because in the previous video, if you have not watched it yet, you can just follow this I button and you can watch this, how if function works. And in this video, I will tell you that how you can use multiple if statements or if functions within a if function. So it might sound a little bit of complex, but it's very simple when you understand how if function works. So just to recall what we have already learned in my previous video, we were talking about the Excel if function in which we have the two conditions, right? For example, if I want to purchase something, then I don't have the required amount of money. Then what should be the condition? For example, if I have 1,000 rupees, then I will buy a certain product. But if I have 1,500, then I will buy a certain product. So these are the two conditions, right? So you can see that if I have 1,000 rupees, then this should be the result, then I will buy this, or else this will be the result. So just take an example. For example, this is the scorecard of a student. For example, if a student is scoring more than 65, then it should be considered pass, else he is failed. For example, so this is the if statement, simple if statement. If B9, so this is B9, this is B9, right? So if this value or if this value is less than 65, then the overall result of that student should be fail, or else it should be pass. So this is one simple if function. But what if we have multiple conditions? For example, when we talk about the grading system, where we give different gradings based on the scoring, right? Then we can use Excel if nested if, multiple if functions within the if function. So let's see how to do that. So as you can see that we have this student scorecard, and this is the grading system. If the person is scoring less than between 0 to 63, then that person should be given F, and if it is between 64 to 72, then it should be D, right? And then so on until to grading A, right? So, and this is the nested if. You can see there are 1, 2, 3, and 4 Excel if functions within the single if function. So let's see how you apply that. For example, this is the if function I will apply is equal to. So if C35, so this is the cell C35 is less than 64. I have already given the number 64. Then the output should be F. Okay. Then this is the second condition. If C35 is less than 73, right? Then it should be given D. And then this is the third if function. If C35 is less than 85, then it should be given C. Or if it is less than 95, then it should be given B, else it should be given A, because the last statement will be the scoring between 95 to 100. So this is how you can apply multiple if statements within the if statements. And if I press enter, you will see the result is B, because this person has scored between 85 to 94. So what if I change the scoring here? I will go 35. Then you will see the grading is F, because it is between 0 to 63, right? So what if I give it 63? It is again F, because it is between 0 to 63. So what if I give it 95 or 96? Then it is A, because it is between 95 to 100. So this is how you can use multiple if statements within the if statement. But there are few limitations with if statement, that you cannot use more than 7 if statements within the if statement, which is the nested if, right? So you can see you cannot apply, you can see here are 4 if, but if I go beyond 7, then this system will won't work. So you have to keep it under 7 if you are going to use multiple if statements, right? So next is I want to talk about that when we see functions like this, they seem quite complex, and it is hard to understand that what is going on in this function or in this formula. But you can make it more user friendly, which is more readable, and you can understand what is going on within this function, within this cell, right? So let's see how to make it more user friendly. So for example, this is the formula. I will remove this apostrophe and I will apply A is equal to, right? So now this is where the first condition is ending with this apostrophe, right? Then I will press Alt and enter. You will see it will get me into the next line, right, or the line break. And then again after this apostrophe I will press enter, alt plus enter, then it will give me another line, then again alt plus enter. So this way you can understand that there are 4 if statements working, right? First one is this, that for F, second one is for D, third one is for C, and fourth one is for B, and last is else condition. So if I press enter, right, so this is the result. But if I double click, you will see this is how the function will look. Now it seems more user friendly. You can see how exactly every if function is working and what are the cells and what are the values we have used here, right? So if you want to use Excel if or multiple if functions, you can apply these simple tricks within your Excel sheets, right? And if you have any questions, any doubt, you can simply comment me or follow me on LinkedIn, right? I have explained, given all the details in my comment section or description, right? So thank you very much, guys, and please don't forget to watch my previous video on how to use Excel if function. So thank you very much for watching this video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hey guys, my name is Shashank and welcome back to this another Excel tutorial. And today in this video I'm going to show you that how you can create this dynamic employee biodata form where you can search your employees using their name or by their personal ID, and you will get these details, right, in just one click, right? So as you can see that I have searched myself with my employee number and I have the details here. So if I delete it and I just type my name here, so I will also get the same details here, as you can see. Or I can change it from employee 1 to employee 2, I will get the details, right? Or if I change from employee 2 to employee 3, I will get the details. Or if I change the employee number 19656, so I will also get the details. Let me change it, right? So as you can see, this is how this dynamic employee biodata form will work. And if you're interested, so stay tuned and I will show you a step-by-step procedure on how to create this dynamic employee biodata form. So to create this, first of all, you need to have this database, right, where you have the complete information about your employees, right? All these headings which I have created. So if you want to add pictures, you can also add them, and it's up to you if you want or if you don't want it, right? So you have created this database. Let's assume that, and now you want to make this sheet. So for that, I'm going to start it from scratch. So this is the sheet 1 where I've just copied the complete formatting from this sheet, and I will start adding formulas here to let you know that how these functions are working. So in this sheet, I'm using the 5 Excel functions. The first one is if, then if error, and then VLOOKUP, index, and match. So VLOOKUP, index, and match are the powerful and dynamic Excel functions which can really make your work easy if you know how to use them. And if you don't know, I will cover them in my upcoming videos. But today I will just tell you and show you how you can use these functions in your Excel sheets, right? So stay tuned with me for this complete video, and we will try to create this from the scratch. So first of all, I want to find out the personal number of the person, right, which has been entered from the name of that person which has been added in this search box, right? So before that I will tell you one thing, that VLOOKUP is having a limitation, that VLOOKUP cannot find any value which is going from right to left. For example, if I search any value using this section, right, section 1, and I want the output as the employee ID, the VLOOKUP will not work, right? So to overcome that, we are using the second function here, which is the index and match function. So index and match function can go from left to right and right to left. So let's see how to do that. So first of all, I will find the employee number by using the employee number using the VLOOKUP. For example, if a person has searched the employee ID here, 19654, so I want the same employee ID in this cell. So you can do that by using the VLOOKUP function, right? So VLOOKUP, so which value you want to look? I want to look this value. And where do you want to look it? I want to look it in this complete sheet, right? So A to K. So this is my data where this information has been added. So it is asking you that what is that column number where your value is written. So that is the column number 1, right? And then it is asking me that what do you want, an exact match or an approximate match. So whenever we try to take an exact match, the value should be 0, and if you want an approximate match, then you can add 1. So enter and then enter, right? So you can see that I have retrieved my employee number from this information. So this is the step number 1. But what if the person is searching using my name? So if that person is searching me by my name, I won't get any value and I will receive this NA error, right? So to overcome that, we are going to add second function. So second function is index and match, and to overcome that error, I'm using the third function, that is if error. So if error can help us overcome this NA error, because when VLOOKUP cannot find a value, it gives us this NA error, right? So if error, and then I will add here index, because index function will help us in finding the value which is on the left side of my search column, right? So my data is again A to K, so I will add here F4 and I will see these dollar signs here. And then second function will be here the match function. So match function, open parentheses, and then my cell which I want to look, that is this cell B2, and then again where is the data, that is in the phone list, that is my database, right? So where it is, so it is in the second column, right? So I will add my second column here, that is B to B, right? F4, right? And then I will close my parentheses here. Before that, I want to add the exact match here. and then I will add 1 because 1 is the column, right, which I want to search, and then again if error for my VLOOKUP function, right, comma. So this is the function which we have written here. So let me test it. Is it working or not? Okay, so you can see that I have searched myself using my name, and then I have also received my personal number. So if I again search myself using my 19654 personal number, and then I will also get my personal number. And then if I again search myself using the name, okay, sorry, then I will also get my personal number. So let us see that how this index and match function is working here. So index function is used to find a value when you know the column number and the row number, right? And if you add those values in the index function, it will give you the exact value. But here we don't know that in which row my data is written, but I know the column number, right? So that's why I have added the column number 1 here, right? But the match function will tell you that where that data is in the column number or in the row number, right? So match will give the input to the index function that in which row the data is written, and I already know the column number, so index and match will combine and will give us the result. And the best thing is that index and match can look towards right to left, and VLOOKUP will only look from left to right. So this way you can search your employee number using the name and using your personal number. So if you want to add multiple criteria, you can add multiple functions here, VLOOKUP or if index and match function to look up multiple values, right? So it's up to you, up to your choice. So now we have identified the personal number here. So next steps are very easy because now we just have to take this reference to identify every other detail. So for that I will take the reference of this number, and then I will add a VLOOKUP function here. Again, if error, right? So value will be VLOOKUP, then open parenthesis, which is the value you want to search for. I want to search for this value, then comma, where is the value, where is the complete data? The data is in the phone list, so I will just simply select the complete data here from A to K. So this is my complete data, right? And then it will ask me that what is the column number where your data is. So I want to search my name, so my name is in the second column, so second, comma, 0, close parenthesis, press enter. See, I have received my name here. So these two in commas are actually the values when there is an error. So if you want to fill up this value, you can add not available, right? So as you can see that Shashank Walia is already in this data, so it is giving me the value. But what if I search any value which is not in the data? It will give me not available, right? So this is the power of if error. So if I remove the if error, it will give me the NA error. Okay, so now we have received two values. Next, all the steps are very easy. Now we just have to copy and paste this function into all these cells, and our job is done, right? Control C and then select all the cell, Control V. Okay, so one thing which we need to do here before we copy is we need to fix the absolute reference here. So what is the absolute reference? So this is E7. I want to press F4 and I want to make it absolute, and then I want to make this value is also absolute. I don't want to change these values, right? So Control C and then Control V. Okay, so you can see that all the data's all the information is every section is giving me the same information, but I want the department, section, designation and everything. So for that I will just change the column number here and I will get the information. So my department is in the column number 3, so that is the column number 3, and then my section is in the column number 4, then my designation is in the column number 5, add column 5, mobile number is in the column number 6, then my office number is in the column number 7, right, and my residential number is in the column number 8, and then my address is in the column number 9, and then my email ID is in the column number 10. You can see that we have just retrieved all the information from this database to this sheet. So let me test it. So I will employee 3, the information is changed, employee 4, information is changed, right? So now the next step, as you can see that when there is a blank data, it will give you 0. So we will see how to remove this 0 also, but before that we need to retrieve the photo of our employees into this area. So what should we do? First of all, the step number 1 is we will go to our picture column and I will just select the cell, not the picture. If I select the picture, it will look like this, but if I select the cell, it will be selected like this, right? So press Control C and then go to sheet 1 and then go here and press and just use this cell and go to this paste special option and paste it as linked picture. You can see now we have this picture here as a link. You can see this is a link. So if I change the value here, it will change the picture also, right? But I want to do it automatically and taking a reference from this value. So this is what I want to do. So this is the step 1 for retrieving the picture, and now we will write the formula here, which will be used to retrieve our, you can say, pictures from our database. So the problem is we need to apply the formula on this picture, but we cannot apply. There is a limitation of Excel which we cannot use direct formulas on the picture. So we need to create our own formula, which we call the reference formula or name manager. So for that I will go to the name manager, right? And I will if you see I've already created this formula here. So I will go to new and then I will give it a name picture, get picture. Okay, now I will change it and I will write my formula here. So I will write the formula index because VLOOKUP cannot be used to retrieve, you can say, the pictures. So for that I am using index and match function again. Okay, and then I want to set my values. So my values are from K to K 3000. The limitation is that you have to give the absolute values here, because without that it will not work here. So that's why I'm taking a guess that there will be 3000 values in this database. You can change it to any number you want, right? And then it is asking me that which value you want to look. So my value is in this cell. So this is the value which I want to look for. And then again, where is the data? Okay, it is in the phone list. Then close parentheses. And then it is asking me that from where you want to take a reference. I want to take a reference of from this first column, that is the A to A3000, right? I will tell you that what is happening here, right? And then comma, and then 0 is the absolute reference, right? And then 2 parentheses, and then okay, there is a problem here. Okay, so K2 to K3000, and then again A2 to A3000. Okay, so now we have created this reference formula here, and then I will close it, right? And then I will go here, and then I will delete it, and I will type here get picture, and then enter. You see the picture has started changing automatically by taking a reference from this value. You see Shashank Walia is having this picture in this first cell, right? And then we are going to change again it 19655. The picture is changed. So this is how you can create your employee biodata using these 5 powerful Excel functions. Okay, sorry, I have not added the one more function, which is the if function. So why do we need to use the if function? For example, if you can see that 19655 is having all the information, but what if there is any missing information? For example, the work number is not here, it is blank, so it will give me this 0 error. So how to overcome this 0 error, right? So we will see that. So I've already added this in this sheet. Okay, let me show you where it is. So this is where, this is what I was talking about. So this is the function which we're going to use to overcome this 0 error, okay? So what is this function and what is it doing here? Let me show you. Just simply paste it here. So if error, so if there is an error, right, it will look up for the error and it will give us the result not available, right? So if error, so just click it, value. So this is the value which it is looking for, and if this value is true, right, then it will give us the result whatever the function is written in this parenthesis. But if there is an error, it will show is not available. So what this if function is doing here? So if I click on if, it will give me that this is the logical test. For example, if after looking for the information by VLOOKUP, the information is equal to 0, right? For example, then it will give me the output as not available, okay? But if it is not equal to 0, then again it will give me the output from the VLOOKUP. So this is how if error and VLOOKUP are working together here. So let me actually change the value here from E6 to E7, right? And then again E6 to E7. Now you see the value which was here 0, now it has been changed to not available. Okay, so this is how you can use this if error VLOOKUP function together to make it more dynamic. So that's all for today's video, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you want to download this present Excel sheet, you can just follow the link mentioned in my description box. Thank you very much. Hey guys, my name is Shashank and welcome back to this another Excel tutorial. और आज इस ट्यूटोरियल में हम बात करने वाले हैं कि कैसे हम अपने डेटा को सॉर्ट आउट कर सकते हैं, सिंप्लीफाई कर सकते हैं जब हमारे पास बहुत सारा डेटा है जिसे हम मैनुअली हैंडल नहीं कर सकते, राइट? सो दिस इज वन सच एग्जांपल जहां पे मैंने अपने डेटा को थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाई किया है, थोड़ा सा उसको विजुअलाइजेशन दी है जिससे हमें उसे समझने में बहुत सी आसानी होगी, राइट? सो आप देख सकते हैं कि एक इंसिडेंट डेटा है जहां पे मेरे पास बहुत सारे इंसिडेंट्स हैं, राइट? उनकी मंथ वाइज रिपोर्ट है और किस कैटेगरी के इंसिडेंट्स हुए हैं वो सारा कुछ यहाँ पे मेंशन है। अगर मैं इनमें से किसी भी एक ऑप्शन पे क्लिक करता हूँ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर मैं मार्च पे क्लिक करूँ तो मेरे को ये उस महीने के जितने भी इंसिडेंट हुए हैं कैटेगरी वाइज वो दिखा देगा, राइट? बट अगर मैं सिर्फ उस महीने के एक स्पेसिफिक कैटेगरी को देखना चाहता हूं तो मैं उसमें से उस कैटेगरी को सिलेक्ट करूंगा और मेरे को सिर्फ उसी कैटेगरी के वो इंसिडेंट्स दिखाएगा एक स्पेसिफिक महीने के। फॉर एग्जांपल अब मैं सिर्फ असॉल्ट देखना चाहता हूं अप्रैल महीने के, तो मैं अप्रैल पे क्लिक करूंगा तो आप देख सकते हैं सिर्फ एक इंसिडेंट हुआ है। और अगर मई में जाऊं तो आप देख सकते हैं कोई इंसिडेंट नहीं है। अगर मैं फिर से मार्च में जाऊं तो 5 इंसिडेंट्स हैं, राइट? अगर मैं सबोटाज पे जाऊं तो मेरे पास आप देख सकते हैं मार्च के महीने में कोई इंसिडेंट नहीं है, अप्रैल में 3 इंसिडेंट है। सो अगर आप इस तरह से अपने डेटा को रिप्रेजेंट करना चाहते हैं तो बने रहिए मेरे साथ इस पूरी वीडियो में, क्योंकि आज हम सीखने वाले हैं बहुत ही पावरफुल टूल और उसका नाम है पिवट टेबल्स एंड स्लाइसर्स एंड टाइमलाइन। सो टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू टेक अनदर एग्जांपल। एक डिफरेंट डेटा सेट है मेरे पास, जिस तरह जो आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे एक बहुत ज़्यादा डेटा है, राइट? तो इस डेटा में मेरे पास डिफरेंट कॉलम्स हैं जिसमें ऑर्डर आईडी है, ऑर्डर डेट है, मंथ है, उसका एरिया है, रीजन है और किस एम्प्लॉय ने उस आइटम को परचेज किया है, उसकी डिटेल है, कौन सी आइटम थी, कितनी आइटम थी और कितनी उसकी कॉस्ट थी, वो सब कुछ यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है। लेकिन अगर मैं देखना चाहूँ कि एडम्स ने बाइंडर जनवरी के महीने में कितनी बार खरीदे और उसका कितना टोटल कॉस्ट था और कितनी यूनिट्स उसने खरीदी, तो इस डेटा में उसको फाइंड आउट करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा, राइट। लेकिन अगर मेरे को एक्सेल आता है और अगर मेरे को पिवट टेबल यूज करना आता है तो ये आपका जो घंटों का काम है सिर्फ एक चुटकी बजाते हो जाएगा, राइट। तो चलिए देखते हैं कैसे इस डेटा में हमें पिवट टेबल अप्लाई करना है। तो पिवट टेबल पहले समझ लेते हैं कि है क्या। पिवट टेबल एक टूल है जो हमें मदद करता है हमारे डेटा को कैटेगराइज करने का, राइट, जिससे हमें मदद मिलती है डेटा को अंडरस्टैंड करने की, और आप कह सकते हैं डेटा एनालिसिस टूल है, राइट। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अगर आपको पिवट टेबल अप्लाई करना है तो हम अपने डेटा को पहले सिलेक्ट करेंगे। तो इस पूरे डेटा को सिलेक्ट करने के आपके पास दो ऑप्शन है, या तो आप यहाँ पे क्लिक करके ड्रैग करके सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं। लेकिन अगर आपके पास डेटा बहुत ज़्यादा है और आपको उसको ड्रैग करने में दिक्कत आ रही है तो सिंपल ऑप्शन है, जहाँ से डेटा स्टार्ट हो रहा है वहाँ पे क्लिक करिए, अपना शिफ्ट और कंट्रोल की दबाइए और अपनी डाउन की जो कीवर्ड में होती है उसको क्लिक करिए, तो ये आपकी लास्ट रो तक आपका डेटा सिलेक्ट कर देगा, राइट। और आपको शिफ्ट और कंट्रोल को दबा के रखना है और अपना राइट साइड का जो एरो की है उसको दबाना है, तो ये आपका डेटा सिलेक्ट कर देगा टू द लास्ट कॉलम। तो हमारा डेटा सिलेक्ट हो चुका है यहाँ पे, राइट। अब मैं जाऊँगा इंसर्ट टैब में। तो इंसर्ट टैब में जाने के बाद मेरे पास दो ऑप्शन है, एक तो है पिवट टेबल और दूसरा है रिकमेंडेड पिवट टेबल। अगर आप पिवट टेबल पे जाएंगे तो आपको आपका पिवट टेबल स्क्रैच से यानी कि जीरो से शुरू करना पड़ेगा। लेकिन अगर आप रिकमेंडेड पिवट टेबल यूज करेंगे तो आपका जो पिवट टेबल है आपको प्री इंस्टॉल या प्री इनबिल्ट टेम्पलेट्स दिखाएगा जो भी इस डेटा सेट के अकॉर्डिंगली बन सकते हैं। तो आपको एक्सेल खुद से रिकमेंड करेगा कि ये पॉसिबिलिटीज हैं जो आपके इस डेटा सेट से हो सकती है। तो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द रिकमेंडेड पिवट टेबल्स। तो सबसे पहले रिकमेंडेड पिवट टेबल पे क्लिक करूंगा तो आपको ये सारे के सारे जितने भी पिवट टेबल इस डेटा सेट से बन सकते हैं वो यहाँ पे दिखा देगा, राइट। तो मेरी जो रिक्वायरमेंट है, जो मैं चाहता हूँ, मैं वो चाहता हूँ कि हर आइटम के आगे उसकी कितनी यूनिट्स परचेज हुई और उनका कितना टोटल कॉस्ट था, मैं वैसा एक पिवट टेबल चाहता हूँ, ठीक है। तो ये आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे दो पिवट टेबल है, यहाँ पे एक तो काउंट है और एक तो यहाँ पे सम है, राइट। तो मैं पहले काउंट वाला ले लेता हूँ। तो काउंट पे क्लिक करेंगे, जैसे आप ओके पे क्लिक करेंगे तो ये आपको एक नई शीट पे ले जाएगा जहाँ पे आपका एक पिवट टेबल क्रिएट कर देगा ऑटोमेटिकली, राइट। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि बाइंडर्स कितने खरीदे गए, 31, उनकी टोटल कॉस्ट कितनी थी और उनका एवरेज कितना था। उसी तरह से डेस्क, पेन, पेन सेट और पेंसिल। तो अभी आप देख सकते हैं कि जो डेटा यहाँ पे बहुत मुश्किल था एक अंडरस्टैंड करना, उसको भी इसने जस्ट एक क्लिक में सिंप्लीफाई करके हमारे सामने डेटा रिप्रेजेंट कर दिया, राइट। तो ये है रिकमेंडेड पिवट टेबल्स। और अगर इस ऑप्शन पे मैं क्लिक करूँ यहाँ पे तो ये आपको दिखा देगा कि हर महीने की तारीख को कितनी आइटम्स परचेज हुई और कितना उनका कॉस्ट था, कितना उसका टोटल एवरेज बन रहा है, ठीक है ना। तो इसको मैं अगर कोलैप्स कर दूँ तो ये अगेन मेरे पास सेम डेटा बन जाता है। तो अब ये देखते हैं कि अगर ये तो था रिकमेंडेड पिवट टेबल, बट अभी बात करते हैं कि अगर मेरे को स्क्रैच से पिवट टेबल बनाना है तो मैं कैसे बनाऊँ। तो उसके लिए डेटा ऑलरेडी सिलेक्टेड है, इंसर्ट पे जाइए और आपको पिवट टेबल पे क्लिक करना है, राइट। तो पिवट टेबल है, अब ये पूछ रहा है कि डेटा आपका जो सही है जो आपने सेलेक्ट किया था, यस डेटा बिल्कुल सही है। अब आपके पास दो ऑप्शन है, या तो आप अपना डेटा उसी शीट पे रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं पिवट टेबल पे, या तो आप नई शीट पे जा सकते हैं। तो सबसे पहले देखते हैं कि इसी शीट पे हम उसको ट्राई करते हैं डेटा रिप्रेजेंट करने की। तो एग्जिस्टिंग शीट पे क्लिक करूंगा और इसको थोड़ा साइड करते हैं और इस ऑप्शन पे मैं सिलेक्ट करूंगा जो मेरे को एक ऑप्शन देगा कि आप किस सेल पे अपना पिवट टेबल बनाना चाहते हैं। तो लेट्स सी कि यहाँ पे मैं सिलेक्ट करता हूँ, ये ऑटोमेटिकली उस एरिया में मेरा पिवट टेबल बना देगा। तो अभी देख सकते हैं कि ये ब्लैंक पिवट टेबल है, यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं है, राइट। और यहाँ पे आपके सामने हैं 4 ऑप्शन। पहला है रोज, वैल्यूज, कॉलम्स और फिल्टर। जो भी आप अपना डेटा देखना चाहते हैं, राइट, डाल सकते हैं रोज में। फॉर एग्जांपल मैं आइटम वाइज अपना डेटा जो है वो कैटेगराइज करना चाहता हूँ, राइट। तो उसके लिए मैं क्या करूँगा, मैं सबसे पहले जितनी भी आइटम्स हैं उनको चेक करूँगा और वो ऑटोमेटिकली रोज में आ जाएंगी। अगर वो नहीं भी आती तो आप उसको ड्रैग करके यहाँ डाल सकते हैं, ठीक है। तो ये आइटम्स आ गई और जितनी भी आइटम्स थी वो मेरे पास रोज में आ गई। अब मैं चाहता हूँ कि जितनी भी आइटम्स आई थी उनकी टोटल यूनिट्स कितनी परचेज की गई, उनको उठा के मैं डालूंगा वैल्यूज में। तो वैल्यूज में जब आप किसी चीज़ को डालते हैं तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली एक नया कॉलम बन जाता है और उस आइटम के अगेंस्ट वो टोटल वैल्यूज आपको दिखा देगा, राइट। उसके बाद मैं चाहता हूँ कि उनकी कॉस्ट कितनी थी, तो मैं कॉस्ट का उठा के वैल्यूज में डाल दूंगा। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि अभी मेरे पास एक पिवट टेबल बनना स्टार्ट हो गया। तो ये एक बहुत ही बेसिक पिवट टेबल है जिसमें मेरे पास एक आइटम लिस्ट है, उनकी यूनिट्स हैं, उनकी कॉस्ट है, ठीक है। अभी मैं थोड़ा सा इसको और डेटा इसमें ऐड करना चाहता हूँ। तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि हर आइटम किस एम्प्लॉय ने खरीदी थी और कितनी खरीदी थी वो भी मेरे को देखना। तो मैं एम्प्लॉयज़ को उठा के डालूंगा आइटम्स के नीचे, जिससे क्या होगा कि वो उन सभी एम्प्लॉयज़ को उस आइटम के नीचे डालता जाएगा और एक कोलैप्सिबल ऑप्शन मेरे को यहाँ मिल जाएगा जिससे मैं उसको कोलैप्स कर सकता हूँ, एक्सपैंड कर सकता हूँ, देखने के लिए अगर बाइंडर की 1472 आइटम्स खरीदी गई थी तो वो किसने कितनी खरीदी थी, ठीक है। तो ये तो था एक सिंपल पिवट टेबल। इसके बाद अगर आप चाहो तो एक और पिवट टेबल बना सकते हो, इट्स योर चॉइस। सिंपली आपको डेटा सिलेक्ट करना है, वही जो आपने पहले कर रखा था। डेटा सिलेक्टेड है ना, मेरे को थोड़ा सा ऊपर जाना है जहाँ पे मेरे को अपना पिवट टेबल बनाना है। तो मैं इंसर्ट पे जाऊँगा, पिवट टेबल पे जाऊँगा और एग्जिस्टिंग वर्कशीट पे सिलेक्ट करूँगा और जहाँ पे मेरे को अपना डेटा पिवट टेबल बनाना है वहाँ पे मैं उस सेल को सिलेक्ट करता हूँ। फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज द सेल वेयर आई वांट डेटा, तो मैंने सिलेक्ट कर लिया है, ओके। तो एक और पिवट टेबल मेरे पास तैयार हो गया। लेकिन इस पिवट टेबल में मैं चाहता हूँ कि मेरे पास एक क्या बोलते हैं रीजन वाइज समरी हो कि हर रीजन में कितनी परचेज हुई है और कितना उसका टोटल कॉस्ट था। तो मैं रीजन को उठा के डालूंगा रोज पे, तो सारे रीजन्स यहाँ पे आ जाएंगे और उनमें कितनी आइटम्स जो खरीदी गई थी उनकी कॉस्ट आ जाएगी यहाँ पे, ठीक है। और उनका अगर मैं चाहूँ तो मंथ को डाल सकता हूँ फिल्टर पे, जिससे क्या होगा कि मैं जैसे ही मंथ को यहाँ पे फिल्टर करूँगा तो मेरे को ये सिर्फ उस स्पेसिफिक मंथ की आइटम्स दिखाएगा, ठीक है। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि ये मेरे को एक फिल्टर का ऑप्शन यहाँ मिल गया है। तो दिस वे यू कैन ऐड मल्टीपल पिवट टेबल्स, आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट के हिसाब से आप जितना चाहें पिवट टेबल्स को ऐड कर सकते हैं, राइट। तो ये था डेटा विजुअलाइजेशन का पहला स्टेप जिसमें आप अपना एक पिवट टेबल तैयार करते हैं। राइट। अभी जो नेक्स्ट स्टेप है वो है डेटा को विजुअलाइज करने का सेकंड स्टेप, जिसमें हम ऐड करते हैं विजुअल फिल्टर्स। ये तो एक सिंपल फिल्टर हमें दिख रहा है कि जिससे मैं फिल्टर कर सकता हूँ अपने डेटा को, लेकिन अगर मैं इसको विजुअलाइज करना चाहूँ, लोगों को दिखाना चाहूँ कि यस दिस इज अ वे यू कैन फिल्टर योर डेटा, तो उसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं? उसके लिए सिंपली अपने किसी भी डेटा सेट पर क्लिक करिए, ठीक है, इंसर्ट पे जाइए और यहाँ पे एक ऑप्शन मिलेगा आपको स्लाइसर का ऑप्शन। तो स्लाइसर पे क्लिक करेंगे तो आपके पास जितनी भी कॉलम्स हैं, है ना, उन सब का एक लिस्ट मिल जाएगा और आप जिस कॉलम के ऊपर फिल्टर लगाना चाहते हैं उस कॉलम को आप सिलेक्ट कर लीजिए। फॉर एग्जांपल मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं आइटम वाइज चीज़ों को फिल्टर करूँ, तो मैं आइटम पे क्लिक कर दूंगा और मेरे पास एक आइटम्स का स्लाइसर तैयार हो जाएगा एक सिंगल क्लिक में। तो ये रहा स्लाइसर। अब स्लाइसर करेगा क्या? जैसे ही मैं स्लाइसर के किसी भी बटन पे क्लिक करूँगा तो ये उस डेटा को फिल्टर कर देगा और बाकी सारा डेटा हाइड कर देगा, और अगर मैं चाहूँ तो फिल्टर हटा सकता हूँ, राइट। सो दिस इज़ द वे टू गिव विजुअलाइजेशन टू योर डेटा। अगर आप इसको बनाएं और एक लोगों के सामने रिप्रेजेंट करें तो आपको लोग पूछेंगे कि भाई आपने कैसे किया, राइट, बिकॉज लॉट ऑफ पीपल डोंट नो हाउ टू यूज़ दीज विजुअलाइजेशन टूल्स। सो जस्ट लेट मी एक्सपैंड इट। तो ये एक मेरा फिल्टर आपके सामने बिल्कुल तैयार है, तो इससे आप फिल्टर कर सकते हैं। अब फिल्टर तो हो रहा है सिर्फ एक ही पिवट टेबल, अगर मैं चाहूँ तो इसी स्लाइसर से इन दोनों पिवट को फिल्टर कर सकता हूँ। तो कैसे करेंगे? सिंपली सबसे पहले आपको पता होना चाहिए कि जो आपका पिवट टेबल है उसका नाम क्या है। तो पिवट टेबल का नाम ढूंढने के लिए क्या करेंगे? हम जाएंगे एनालाइज टैब पे, तो आप जाएंगे या तो आप पिवट टेबल पे जा सकते हैं, तो यहाँ पे आपको दिखा देगा पिवट टेबल का नाम। तो मैं इसका नाम चेंज करना चाहता हूँ, मैं डाल दूंगा यहाँ पे आइटम वाइज, राइट, और आपको उसको एंटर कर दीजिए। तो आपका जो पिवट टेबल का नाम है वो हो गया है चेंज, यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं आइटम वाइज। और दूसरे पिवट टेबल का भी मेरे को नाम चेंज करना है, पिवट टेबल, और ये है रीजन वाइज, तो ये रीजन वाइज हो गया, राइट। तो ये दो पिवट टेबल हैं जिनका मेरे पास नाम चेंज हो गया। और अभी मेरे को क्या करना है? अपने स्लाइसर पे क्लिक करना है और जाना है ऑप्शंस पे, और इसमें एक ऑप्शन मिलेगा आपको रिपोर्ट कनेक्शंस। तो रिपोर्ट कनेक्शंस पे क्लिक करने के बाद आपको ये पूछेगा कि आप किस किस पिवट टेबल को इसके साथ कनेक्ट करना चाहते हैं। तो मैं चाहता हूँ, एक तो ऑलरेडी आइटम वाइज सिलेक्टेड है, दूसरा रीजन वाइज, इसको मैं क्लिक कर दूंगा। तो ये जैसे ही मैं इसको क्लिक करूँगा तो ये दोनों को फिल्टर करेगा एक साथ। देख सकते हैं कि बाइंडर की टोटल जो परचेज हुई थी 1472, उसमें से जो टोटल कॉस्ट है 8.99 मिड वेस्ट का है और न्यू इंग्लैंड का है 13.98, राइट। तो जिस तरह से आप चाहें अपने पिवट टेबल्स को कस्टमाइज कर सकते हैं। अगर आप चाहें इस पर क्लिक करिए, अगर आपको यहाँ पे फील्ड नहीं दिखती है तो आप सिंपली एनालाइज पे जाइए, फील्ड लिस्ट पे क्लिक करिए और आपको पूरी फील्ड्स फिर से दिखा देगा। अब मैं चाहता हूँ कि मेरे को आइटम्स भी चाहिए, तो आप आइटम्स डाल सकते हैं यहाँ पे, राइट। और अगर आप चाहें तो थोड़ा और इसको बढ़ा सकते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आप चाहें तो एम्प्लॉयज़ को डाल सकते हैं कॉलम में, तो आप देखेंगे कि जितने भी एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं उन्होंने क्या क्या परचेज़ किया था उस रीजन में, वो आपको सब दिखा देगा, राइट। अगर मैं चाहूँ तो फिल्टर को हटा सकता हूँ यहाँ से, तो मेरे पास एक पूरी डिटेल्ड लिस्ट आ जाएगी यहाँ पे, ठीक है। बट दिस वे जो डेटा है बड़ा ही अजीब सा दिखता है, राइट। सो सिंपल जो बेस्ट वे है वो यही है कि आप इसको कॉलम में डालने की बजाय उठा के डालें रोज़ में, जिससे क्या होगा, आपको एक डेटा समझने में भी आसानी होगी, ठीक है। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि जैसे आप डेटा को कैसे विजुअलाइजेशन दे सकते हैं। आप चाहे तो इनके कलर चेंज कर सकते हैं, जो चाहे आप कर सकते हैं। आपके पास मल्टीपल ऑप्शन है यहाँ पे, राइट, यू कैन सी दैट। ओके, सो ये तो था एक स्लाइसर्स ऐड करने का। अनदर जो एक इंटरेस्टिंग फंक्शन है एक्सेल का, वो है टाइमलाइन फंक्शन। तो टाइमलाइन फंक्शन होने के लिए सबसे पहले आपके डेटा में डेट का होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। अगर आपके डेटा में डेट नहीं है तो टाइमलाइन फंक्शन आप यूज़ नहीं कर पाओगे, राइट। तो ये तभी वैलिड है जब आपके डेटा में एक डेट है, डेट का ऑप्शन है। तो सिंपली अपने आप पिवट टेबल पे क्लिक करो, इंसर्ट पे चले जाओ और यहाँ पे आपको मिलेगा टाइमलाइन। तो टाइमलाइन पे क्लिक करिए और ओके कर दीजिए, तो आपके पास एक टाइमलाइन बन जाएगी यहाँ पे, आप जैसे कि देख सकते हैं, राइट। तो इसको अगर आप थोड़ा सा कस्टमाइज़ करें अपने अकॉर्डिंग, मेरे को हेडर नहीं चाहिए, मैं हटा दूंगा। मेरे को सिलेक्शन लेवल भी नहीं, हेडर रख लेते हैं, राइट, और टाइम लेवल, राइट। सो ये आप देख सकते हैं कि मेरे पास एक टाइमलाइन का फंक्शन जो है वो तैयार है बिल्कुल। तो अगर आप चाहें तो इसको और अच्छे से कस्टमाइज़ कर सकते हैं, सिंपली ऑप्शन पे जाइए। अगर आपको स्क्रॉल बार चाहिए तो स्क्रॉल बार रखिए, नहीं चाहिए तो मत रखिए, राइट, जैसा कि आप देख सकते हैं। तो ये था टाइमलाइन। बट इस टाइमलाइन का यूज़ क्या है? यूज़ ये है कि आप अपने डेटा को और विजुअलाइजेशन दे सकते हैं अगर आप अपने डेटा को डेट वाइज या मंथ वाइज या ईयर वाइज उसको कस्टमाइज़ करना चाहते हैं, राइट। फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैं चाहूँ तो मार्च पे क्लिक करूँ और मार्च का पूरा डेटा मेरे पास आ जाएगा, और मैं चाहता हूँ कि मार्च में कितने बाइंडर्स खरीदे गए थे तो ये बाइंडर का डेटा आ जाएगा यहाँ पे। और अगर मैं चाहूँ मार्च में कितने डेस्क खरीदे गए थे तो ये डेस्क दिखाएगा, पेन दिखाएगा, पेन सेट दिखाएगा, पेंसिल दिखाएगा। तो दिस वे यू कैन अप्लाई मल्टीपल फिल्टर्स, राइट, विद सिंगल स्लाइसर। तो अभी ये डेटा जो है डेट, ये सिर्फ यू कैन से कि एक ही डेटा पिवट को फिल्टर कर रहा है। तो अगर आप चाहें तो इसको इसके साथ भी मल्टीपल आप चीज़ों को कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं। तो रिपोर्ट कनेक्शंस रीजन वाइज को भी कनेक्ट कर दीजिए, राइट। तो अगर मैं अप्रैल पे क्लिक करूँगा तो ये इसको भी फिल्टर करेगा, मई पे क्लिक करूँगा तो ये इसको भी फिल्टर करेगा, राइट। और अगर आप चाहें तो इसको मंथ से हटाकर डेज में जा सकते हैं, तो ये आपको मंथ की पूरी डेज दिखा देगा। आप चाहें तो इसको ईयर्स में जा सकते हैं, राइट। और अगर आप चाहें तो क्वार्टर्स में जा सकते हैं, क्वार्टर 1 में कितनी टोटल कॉस्ट थी, कितनी परचेज हुई है, क्वार्टर 2 में कितनी परचेज हुई है, ये आपको सब दिखाएगा। सो दिस वे यू कैन ऐड योर पिवट टेबल्स, स्लाइसर्स एंड टाइमलाइंस, राइट। आई होप यहाँ तक आपको चीज़ें समझ आ गई होंगी। अगर नहीं आई है तो आप फिर से दोबारा जाकर देख सकते हैं वीडियो को, राइट। देयर इज नो लिमिट फॉर दैट। आगे एक और स्टेप जो आप कर सकते हैं, यहाँ पे आप अपना एक चार्ट भी ऐड कर सकते हैं, राइट। तो चार्ट ऐड करेंगे तो आप चार्ट को भी फिल्टर कर सकते हैं अपने डेटा के साथ। सो लेट्स सी हाउ टू डू दैट। सो इंसर्ट, अपने डेटा को सिलेक्ट कर लीजिए, इंसर्ट पे चले जाइए और चले जाइए रिकमेंडेड चार्ट्स पे, या कोई भी चार्ट आप लेना चाहें। और यहाँ पे मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं एक पाई चार्ट ले लूँ या रिंग चार्ट, जो भी आपको लेना, आपकी मर्जी है वो, राइट। तो ये पाई चार्ट ले लेते हैं यहाँ पे।
तो ये एक पाई चार्ट बन गया है यहाँ पे। अब मैं चाहता हूँ कि जैसे ये डेटा फिल्टर हो, ये भी डेटा फिल्टर होना चाहिए, तो सिंपली क्लिक करो यहाँ पे, तो ये डेटा फिल्टर हो रहा है। इसमें आपको कोई कनेक्शन ऐड करना नहीं है, आपका पिवट टेबल के साथ ये कनेक्टेड है, तो जैसे आपका पिवट टेबल चेंज होगा, आपका चार्ट भी चेंज होगा, राइट। सो यू कैन सी जो आपका चीज़ें हैं वो बदल रही हैं। तो अगर मैं टाइमलाइन को क्लिक करूँगा तो ये चेंज होगा, इसको चेंज करेंगे तो ये चेंज होगा। सो इस तरह से आप मल्टीपल चार्ट्स ले सकते हैं अपने रिक्वायरमेंट के हिसाब से, उनको कस्टमाइज़ कर सकते हैं जैसा आप चाहें, राइट। सो आई होप कि आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आई होगी और आप चाहें तो इसको जितना चाहें और अच्छा बना सकते हैं, आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है। फॉर एग्जांपल आप देख सकते हैं कि कलर कॉम्बिनेशन अगर आप चाहें तो कैसा भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं, आपको चीज़ें रिप्रेजेंट करनी आनी चाहिए, ठीक है ना। सो दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडेस वीडियो एंड आई होप कि आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया होगा, आपको वीडियो समझ आया होगा और आप इन चीज़ों को यूज़ करके अपना एक डेटा विजुअलाइजेशन शीट बना सकते हैं जो आपको मदद करेगा अपने डेटा को रिप्रेजेंट करने में, समझने में और समझाने में। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच गाइस फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो एंड डोंट फॉरगेट टू सब्सक्राइब दिस चैनल। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है शशांक और आज की इस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे कि हाउ टू क्रिएट योर ओन कस्टमाइज्ड एक्सेल फंक्शंस। फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से ये मेरे पास एक सिंपल एक टेबल है जिसमें नाम है, स्कोर है और उनका आउटपुट है कि वेदर द पर्सन हैज फेल्ड और पास द एग्जामिनेशन। बट मैं चाहता हूं कि जब भी कोई बच्चा फेल हो तो देन आई वांट टू गेट ए पॉपअप कि यस दिस पर्सन हैज फेल्ड। उसके लिए हमारे पास ऐसा कोई भी एक फंक्शन नहीं है जो मुझे पॉपअप दे सके, राइट। बट इफ यू नो लिटिल बिट ऑफ बेसिक VBA और द macros, you can create your own custom functions. For example, I will just edit it and I will add this new custom function which I have created right now. For example, if that person is scoring less than 70% marks, I want this function to pop up a message to me, right, that person has failed. See, he failed. Or you can edit the message as your requirement. So just click OK, right. So when I just drag it down, it will display me the message, the person, all those person have failed. So the question is how to do that. How do you design your own, create your own defined, user defined functions. We call them UDF, the user defined functions. उसके लिए सबसे पहले आपका जो Excel है, राइट, उसके ऊपर आपको डेवलपर टैब एक्टिवेट करना पड़ेगा। सो हाउ डू यू डू दैट? जस्ट सिंपली गो टू द फाइल ऑप्शन, राइट, एंड देन गो टू द ऑप्शंस टैब और उसके बाद कस्टमाइज रिबन पे जाइए और ये जो मेन टैब्स का ऑप्शन है इसमें आपको डेवलपर टैब को चेक करना है। फॉर एग्जांपल ये बाय डिफॉल्ट अनचेक रहता है, आपको इसको चेक करना है तो ये आपको यहाँ पे डिस्प्ले हो जाएगा, राइट। एंड देन जस्ट सिंपली गो टू डेवलपर टैब, गो टू विजुअल बेसिक्स एंड देन ये है जो फंक्शन मैंने डिजाइन किया था। उसके बाद आपको जाना है इंसर्ट में और इंसर्ट मॉड्यूल पे जाना है और मॉड्यूल में जाकर टाइप करना है फंक्शन। फंक्शन मीन्स यू वांट टू डिजाइन एक्सेल फॉर्मूला और फंक्शन। सो इसको स्टार्ट करने के लिए हमें फंक्शन टाइप करना है, देन यू कैन नेम इट एनीथिंग, फंक्शन, पॉप इट, whatever you want to name it, and then open and close parentheses, just end function। और मैं चाहता हूँ कि इसमें एक मैसेज डिस्प्ले होना चाहिए जब भी कोई बच्चा फेल होता है, तो ये मैसेज जो है मैं लिखूंगा he has failed, राइट। सो जस्ट क्लोज इट एंड देन टेस्ट इट। जो भी आप फंक्शन लेते हैं उसको टेस्ट करने के लिए आप इस रन ऑप्शन पे जाइए, इट विल शो कि आपका वो फंक्शन सही है कि नहीं, तो he has failed, इट मीन्स दैट दिस फंक्शन इज वर्किंग। तो जस्ट क्लोज इट एंड नाउ एडिट इट। अब यहाँ पे जो पॉपअप फंक्शन मैंने बनाया था इसको मैं एडिट करके यहाँ पे डालूंगा पॉप इट। तो आप कुछ भी नाम दे सकते हैं, इट्स योर चॉइस, एंटर इट। सो ही हैज फेल्ड, राइट। अगर मैं इसका स्कोरिंग चेंज करूं देन अगर आपको यहाँ पे भी एक मैसेज डालना है देन यू कैन ऑल्सो डू दैट, बट दिस इज जस्ट वन सिंपल एग्जाम्पल। अगर आप और इसको थोड़ा एडवांस जाना चाहते हैं देन यू कैन लर्न लिटिल बिट ऑफ विजुअल बेसिक्स एंड देन क्रिएट योर ओन कस्टमाइज्ड फंक्शंस, व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू डू इन एक्सेल, इट्स योर चॉइस। सो दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडेस वीडियो एंड आई होप दैट यू माइट हैव लर्न समथिंग न्यू टुडे। इफ यस देन डोंट फॉरगेट टू लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब दिस चैनल। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
एक्सेल में दोस्तों ये कमाल का गजब का फुल्ली ऑटोमेटिक फुल्ली डायनेमिक डेटा एंट्री सॉफ्टवेयर मैंने बना दिया है जो पहली बार आपको YouTube पे सीखने को मिलेगा। इससे पहले कभी भी आपने ऐसा वीडियो नहीं देखा होगा। अब मैं ज्यादा कहूंगा नहीं, आपको डेमो दिखाऊंगा और मुझे उम्मीद है डेमो देखने के बाद ना आप इस वीडियो को स्किप ही नहीं कर पाओगे, क्योंकि ये वीडियो दोस्तों है ही कुछ ऐसा, बहुत कुछ यहाँ पे नया सीखने को मिलने वाला है और नॉलेज से भरपूर है ये वीडियो, ठीक है। तो पहले आप सीधा डेमो देखिए। यहाँ पे मेरे पास ये फॉर्म है और ये बिल्कुल ऑनलाइन फॉर्म्स की तरह काम करेगा। अभी इसका मैजिक आप देखना, ठीक है। यहाँ पे जो एंट्री हम करेंगे, जैसे सेव एंट्री बटन पे हम क्लिक करेंगे तो जो हमारी एंट्रीज वो हमारी यहां डेटाबेस सीट पे जाके ऑटोमेटिक सेव हो जाएंगी, ठीक है। अब इस फॉर्म का मैजिक आप देखिए, यहां से मैं एंट्री करनी शुरू करूंगा। अभी मैंने यहां पे कुछ एंट्रीज ली हैं। आप इस फॉर्म को ना अपनी जरूरत के हिसाब से कस्टमाइज कर सकते हो और भी एंट्रीज यहां पे आप ऐड कर सकते हो। होगा कैसे, ये काम कैसे करेगा ये आप समझ लीजिए। तो यहां पे मैं एंटर करूंगा स्टूडेंट का नेम, मान लीजिए मैंने नेम टाइप कर दिया दीपक, और जैसे ही मैं यहां पे क्लिक करूंगा इस बॉक्स पे तो देखिए सेल का कलर हो गया चेंज और यहां पे टिक मार्क लग गया कि एंट्री हो गई। यहां पे मैंने एक फोन नंबर एंटर किया 980000 इस तरह से, ठीक है। अब यहां पे ईमेल आईडी हम एंटर करेंगे। मैंने यहां पे कोई भी ईमेल आईडी डाल दी, टेम्परेरी abc@gmail.com, ये मैंने ईमेल आईडी यहां पे डाल दी है। इसके बाद यहां से मेल फीमेल में से हमें सेलेक्ट कर लेना है जेंडर, ठीक है। आप मेल फीमेल की जगह कोई भी ऑप्शन रख सकते हो, इसको आप कस्टमाइज आसानी से कर पाओगे ये वीडियो पूरा देखने के बाद, ठीक है। यहां से कोर्स करना है सिलेक्ट, तो यहां पे कोर्स की एक लिस्ट है, ये कोर्स मैंने कर लिया है सिलेक्ट। और इसके बाद यहां पे हमें टाइप करना है एड्रेस। एड्रेस का फॉर्मेट क्या होगा, नीचे यहां पे देखिए लिखा हुआ है ना, तो मैं यहां पे एड्रेस के लिए ऐसे ही टाइप कर देता हूं इस तरह से, ठीक है। ये मैंने एड्रेस टाइप कर दिया। अब यहां पे आप देखिए अभी बटन का कलर क्या है, जैसी सारी एंट्री हो जाएंगी तो बटन का कलर चेंज हो गया, ग्रीन कलर हो गया है ना। अब जैसे ही यहां पे आप क्लिक करोगे ना तो ये सारी एंट्री यहां से चली गई कहां पे, आपके डेटाबेस में, आपकी सीट में आ गई है। देखिए दीपक फोन नंबर जो है आपने एंटर किया था abc@gmail.com, पूरा डाटा यहाँ पे आ गया है और फॉर्म हो गया है ब्लैंक एम्प्टी। अब नई एंट्री आप यहाँ पे कर सकते हो, जितनी भी एंट्री करोगे ना वो सारी एंट्री ऑटोमेटिक यहाँ पे सेव होती रहेंगी। अब यहाँ पे आपने देखा ना फॉर्म किस तरह से काम करता है, तो एक्सेल में इस तरह का डायनामिक फॉर्म आप कैसे बना सकते हो ये इस वीडियो में मैं डिटेल में आपको सिखाने वाला हूं। बिल्कुल भी स्किप ना करें दोस्तों, इस वीडियो को पहले लाइक कर दे मेरी इस मेहनत के लिए, और जिन दोस्तों ने चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया ना, सब्सक्राइब करो, बेल आइकन को प्रेस कर लेना, ऑल नोटिफिकेशंस ऑन कर लेना। मैं हूं दीपक आपका दोस्त। लेट्स बिगिन दिस टॉपिक। तो सबसे पहले यहां दोस्तों सीट 1 पे ना इस तरह से हमें एंट्री नेम टाइप करनी है, एक एक सेल बीच में ब्लैंक छोड़ के, सामने क्या एंट्री हमें करनी है उसकी हेडिंग हमें टाइप कर लेनी है। अभी मैं इन एंट्रीज के हिसाब से फॉर्म बनाऊंगा, आप इस फॉर्म को खुद से भी कस्टमाइज कर सकते हो, वीडियो देख लीजिए बस, आपको सब कुछ समझ में आ जाएगा, आप कितना भी बड़ा फॉर्म खुद से बना सकते हो। ठीक है, तो अभी मैं एक काम करता हूं, यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट नेम के सामने ये 3 सेल कर लिए मैंने सिलेक्ट, कंट्रोल की दबा के रखी और इन तीनों को कर लेंगे सिलेक्ट, इन तीनों को कर लेंगे सिलेक्ट, और यहां से इन तीनों को सिलेक्ट कर लेंगे और इनको भी सिलेक्ट कर लेंगे। ठीक है, और इनको भी हम बाद में सिलेक्ट करेंगे, अभी जरूरत नहीं है। तो मैंने ये सेल्स कर लिए सिलेक्ट, कंट्रोल की दबा के मल्टीपल सिलेक्शंस आप कर सकते हो। होम पे जाएंगे और यहां से मैंने इनको कर दिया मर्ज सेल। ठीक है, और इनमें जो भी एंट्री हम टाइप करेंगे वो हमारी लेफ्ट में होनी चाहिए, नंबर हो या टेक्स्ट हो, तो मैंने यहाँ पे पहले ही अलाइनमेंट सेट कर दिया लेफ्ट। इसके बाद अब यहाँ पे एक काम हम करेंगे, क्योंकि हमारा जो फॉर्म है बिल्कुल ऑनलाइन फॉर्म की तरह बनेगा डायनेमिक, तो यहाँ पे कंडीशनल फॉर्मेटिंग का बहुत बेहतरीन यूज हम करने वाले हैं। अभी हमारे सेल बिल्कुल बाकी सेल्स की तरह ही दिख रहे हैं। हमें क्या करना है, इन सेल्स पे ना कंट्रोल के साथ मैंने ये 4 बॉक्सेस कर लिए सिलेक्ट, इन सेल्स पे हल्का सा डायनामिक कलर सेट कर देते हैं कि अगर सेल ब्लैंक रहे तो उनपे कोई हल्का सा कलर दिखाई दे, अगर उनमें कुछ वैल्यू टाइप कर दें तो वो कलर हट जाए, है ना। तो हम बॉक्सेस में टाइप करेंगे, मतलब बॉक्सेस में हम टाइप करेंगे जो भी हमें टाइप करना है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे तो हम मेल फीमेल के लिए ऑप्शन बनाएंगे और यहाँ पे हम लिस्ट बनाएंगे, तो इन 4 सेल्स में हमें कीबोर्ड से एंट्री टाइप करनी है। तो मैंने चारों को कर लिया है सिलेक्ट, होम टैब पे हम जाएंगे और यहां से कंडीशनल फॉर्मेटिंग, हाईलाइट सेल रूल्स और यहां मोर रूल्स पे हम करेंगे क्लिक, यहां से सिलेक्ट करेंगे ब्लैंक्स। ठीक है, अगर इनमें से कोई भी सेल ब्लैंक है तो क्या फॉर्मेट लगाना है, तो फॉर्मेट पे हम जाएंगे और यहां फिल पे हम जाएंगे और यहां से कोई हल्का सा कलर ले लेंगे, ये मैंने ले लिया, ओके कर दिया और ओके कर दिया। तो अब आप देखिए अगर सेल ब्लैंक है तो इस तरह से हल्का सा सेल हाईलाइट रहेगा। अगर यहां पे आप एंट्री कर दोगे तो ये देखिए सेल नॉर्मल हो गया, क्योंकि ये जो कलर था वो हट गया, क्योंकि अब ये सेल ब्लैंक नहीं है। तो अब हम एक काम करेंगे कि अगर सेल में एंट्री हमने कर दी है तो हल्का सा ग्रीन कलर आ जाए, है ना। तो मैं इसको कर देता हूं डिलीट, फिर से हम चारों को कर लेंगे सिलेक्ट। इस वीडियो को बिना स्किप किए पूरा देखिए दोस्तों, बहुत कुछ यहां से नया सीखने को मिलने वाला है। ठीक है, तो मैंने चारों सेल्स को कर लिया सिलेक्ट, होम टैब पे हम जाएंगे और यहां से कंडीशनल फॉर्मेटिंग, हाईलाइट सेल रूल्स, मोर रूल्स, यहां से इस बार लेंगे नो ब्लैंक्स। अगर ये चारों सेल्स ब्लैंक नहीं है या इनमें से कोई भी सेल ब्लैंक नहीं है तो उस पे क्या फॉर्मेट लगाना है, फॉर्मेट ऑप्शन पे जाके फिल पे जाके हल्का सा ये ग्रीन कलर में लगा दूंगा। ठीक है, और ओके कर दूंगा, ओके कर दिया। अब देखिए यहाँ पे काम क्या होगा, मैं अगर एंट्री करूंगा तो सेल का कलर हल्का ग्रीन हो गया जो हमने सेट कर दिया है, और यहाँ पे एंट्री करूंगा तो ये देखिए इस तरह से। ठीक है ना, यहाँ पे एंट्री करोगे तो इस तरह से ये काम हो रहा है। अब यहाँ पे हमें टिक मार्क लगाना है, अगर हमने एंट्री कर दिया सेल के अंदर तो यहाँ पे टिक मार्क आ जाए। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे एक फॉर्मूला हम लगाएंगे, इक्वल करके इफ ब्रैकेट ओपन, अगर ये जो सेल है ये ब्लैंक है तो यहां पे ब्लैंक ही रहे, अदरवाइज यहां पे अपर केस में पी आ जाए, ये है फॉर्मूला। ठीक है, अगर ये सेल ब्लैंक है तो यहां पे ब्लैंक ही रहे, अगर यहां पे कुछ लिखा हुआ है ना तो अपर केस में पी यहां पे आ जाए, एंटर प्रेस कर देंगे तो यहां पे पी आ गया। अब पी का फंडा क्या है वो भी आपको समझ में आ जाएगा। मैं इस फॉर्मूला को कॉपी करता हूं, कंट्रोल सी, और यहां पे मैंने कर दिया पेस्ट, कंट्रोल वी, यहां पे भी पेस्ट कर दिया कंट्रोल वी, और यहां पे भी पेस्ट कर दिया कंट्रोल वी। ठीक है, अब देखिए यहां पे मैं क्या करूंगा, इन चारों सेल्स को कर लूंगा सिलेक्ट, जहां पे मैंने पी का फॉर्मूला पेस्ट किया है, और होम टैब पे हम जाएंगे, यहां से हम एक फॉन्ट स्टाइल लगा देंगे इधर जो होगा विंगडिंग्स 2। अब आप देखिए जैसे ही मैं यहाँ विंगडिंग्स 2 फॉन्ट के ऊपर कर्सर लेके आ रहा हूं तो यहाँ पे पी का जो है टिक मार्क बन जाता है, ये देखिए, है ना। मैंने यहाँ पे क्लिक कर दिया, यहाँ पे विंगडिंग्स 2 फॉन्ट मैंने लगा दिया है। तो अब क्या होगा, अगर सेल ब्लैंक रहेगा तो यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं आएगा, अगर सेल में आप कुछ टाइप कर लोगे तो यहाँ पे टिक मार्क आ जाएगा। अब बात यह है कि इसको हमें फॉर्मेट करना है, कलर वगैरह इस पर हम कैसे लगाएंगे। तो देखिए आपने फिर से चारों सेल्स कर लेने सिलेक्ट, कंट्रोल की दबा के रखो, चारों सेल्स को कर लो सिलेक्ट, होम टैब पे हम जाएंगे, कंडीशनल फॉर्मेटिंग, हाईलाइट सेल रूल्स और मोर रूल्स। ठीक है, तो यहां से हम करेंगे सिलेक्ट नो ब्लैंक्स, कि अगर ये जो सेल है ये ब्लैंक्स नहीं है, इनमें टिक मार्क है, तो क्या फॉर्मेट आपको लगाना है। तो फॉर्मेट पे हम जाएंगे और यहां हम ले लेंगे ये ग्रीन कलर, फिल कलर पे जाके, फिल टैब पे जाके फिल कलर हम ले लेंगे ग्रीन, और फॉन्ट टैब पे जाके यहां से फॉन्ट कलर हम ले लेंगे व्हाइट। ओके कर देंगे, ओके कर देंगे तो यहाँ पे काम हो गया। इसकी जो विड्थ है इसको थोड़ा सा फिट कर देंगे इस तरह से। ठीक है, अब आप देखिए यहां से अगर मैं एंट्री करूंगा डिलीट तो यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं आ रहा, अगर मैं एंट्री करूंगा तो यहाँ पे टिक मार्क आ जाएगा, ये देखिए, है ना, स्मार्ट वर्क। अब यहाँ पे हम एक लिस्ट बना देंगे कोर्सेज की। अब कोर्सेज के नेम या तो आप पहले से ही टाइप करके रख लो या फिर डायरेक्ट आप डेटा वैलिडेशन में टाइप कर देना। तो मैंने सेल पे क्लिक किया, डेटा टाइप पे हम गए और डेटा वैलिडेशन पे हम क्लिक करेंगे, यहां से ले लेंगे लिस्ट और यहां पे हम टाइप कर देंगे कोर्स के नेम। पहला जो ऑप्शन हम डालेंगे यहाँ पे वो होगा सिलेक्ट कोर्स, सिलेक्ट कोर्स हमने पहला ऑप्शन डाल दिया है। उसके बाद कॉमा लगा के यहाँ पे कोर्सेज के नेम हम टाइप कर देंगे। तो मैं यहाँ पे शॉर्ट नेम टाइप करूंगा, मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा एक्सेल, फिर उसके बाद मैंने लिखा वर्ड, फिर मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा पीपीटी। ठीक है, तो 3 कोर्स नेम मैंने टाइप कर दिए, ओके कर दिया तो यहाँ पे लिस्ट बन गई है। देखिए पहला ऑप्शन सेलेक्ट कोर्स का है, बाकी यहाँ पे 3 कोर्स के नेम आ गए हैं। अब यहाँ पे बात आती है कि मेल फीमेल के लिए आपको जो है कंट्रोल्स बनाने हैं। तो हम क्या करते हैं, इन सेल्स को कर लेंगे मर्ज, होम पे जाके मर्ज कर दिया। ठीक है, यहाँ पे मैं टाइप करूंगा, चलिए टाइप हम बाद में करेंगे टाइप, पहले एक काम करते हैं, डेवलपर टैब पे हम जाएंगे। अब अगर आपके एक्सेल में आपको डेवलपर टैब दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है तो अपने रिबन पे राइट क्लिक करना, कस्टमाइज द रिबन का ऑप्शन आएगा और यहाँ आपको डेवलपर टैब पे टिक लगाना है और ओके कर देना है, तो डेवलपर टैब आपके एक्सेल में रिबन पे आपको दिखाई दे जाएगा। ठीक है, डेवलपर टैब में आपको जाना इंसर्ट ऑप्शन पे, ये रहा, यहाँ पे आपको ये एक फॉर्म कंट्रोल दिखाई देगा, ऑप्शन बटन ये गोल गोल सा, तो आपको इस पे क्लिक करना है और क्लिक करने के बाद इसको यहाँ पे ड्रॉ कर देना है। तो ये देखिए, ये एक कंट्रोल बन गया है, आपको यहाँ पे क्लिक करना है कंट्रोल की के साथ, आप यहाँ पे क्लिक करोगे कंट्रोल की के साथ तो ये हो जाएगा सिलेक्ट, इसमें आप एडिट कर सकते हो, कोई भी चेंज कर सकते हो। तो यहाँ से इसकी जो विड्थ है इसको हम बढ़ा देंगे इस तरह से। ठीक है, और ये जो पहले से लिखा है ऑप्शन बटन 6 इसको हम कर देंगे रिमूव, यहाँ से मैंने इसको हटा दिया, इसके नेम को डिलीट कर दिया। ठीक है, इसका जो बटन है ना, जो ये इसका जो इसकी जो विड्थ है इसको हम कम कर देंगे, अभी इस तरह से मैंने कम कर दिया है। यहाँ पे मैंने सेल में इसको रख दिया, सेल पे हम करेंगे डबल क्लिक। ठीक है, अभी यहाँ पे सेंटर में कर्सर आ रहा है तो हम होम पे जाएंगे, होम पे जाएंगे और अलाइनमेंट हम कर देंगे लेफ्ट, देखिए सेंटर सेलेक्ट है तो लेफ्ट मैंने कर दिया, फिर से डबल क्लिक करेंगे, थोड़ा स्पेस दे देंगे आगे ताकि बटन यहाँ पे दिखे, बटन की जगह हमने छोड़ दिया। यहाँ पे हम टाइप करेंगे मेल, स्पेस दे देंगे यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा, फिर टाइप कर देंगे फीमेल। ठीक है, ये हो गया। इसके बाद यहाँ क्लिक करेंगे तो देखिए मेल के लिए बटन आ रहा है। अब हम इस बटन को कॉपी करेंगे, तो आपने करना क्या है, कंट्रोल की दबा के रखनी है, फिर इस बटन के ऊपर क्लिक करना है। तो आप लेफ्ट राइट एरो प्रेस करके इस बटन को थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे सेट कर सकते हो, इस तरह से मैंने कर दिया है। दोबारा से यहाँ पे कंट्रोल की के साथ क्लिक करूंगा मैं। अब या तो आप कॉपी पेस्ट कर लो कंट्रोल सी कंट्रोल वी, या कंट्रोल की दबा के रखो कीबोर्ड से और इसके ऊपर क्लिक करके ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप कर लो, तो एक और बटन यहाँ पे बन जाएगा। ये बटन बन गया है। अब ये ऊपर नीचे आपको करना पड़ेगा, देखिए दोनों में से एक सिलेक्ट हो रहा है, दोनों में से एक सिलेक्ट हो रहा है। ठीक है, तो कंट्रोल की दबा के यहाँ पे हम क्लिक करेंगे और इसको थोड़ा सा नीचे सेट कर लेंगे फीमेल के आगे इस तरह से। ठीक है, अब एक चीज यहाँ पे आप देखिए, मैं यहाँ पे क्लिक कर रहा हूँ, मेल के ऊपर कर्सर ला रहा हूँ तो सेल सिलेक्ट हो गया। ठीक है ना, फीमेल के ऊपर कर्सर ला रहा हूँ तो सेल सिलेक्ट हो गया। आपको एक काम करना है, फिर से कंट्रोल की दबा के बटन के ऊपर क्लिक करना है और बटन की जो विड्थ है इसको थोड़ा आगे तक खींच लेना है, मेल तक, इस तरह से मेल के ऊपर तक। इसके बाद यहाँ पे आपको सेकंड बटन पे क्लिक करना है और इसको भी आपने इस तरह से खींच लेना है, इसकी जो विड्थ है उसको थोड़ा ज्यादा कर देना है। अब देखिए यहाँ पे आप कर्सर लेके आओगे ना फीमेल के ऊपर भी, तो फीमेल सिलेक्ट हो गया, मेल के ऊपर कर्सर लाओगे तो मेल सिलेक्ट हो गया, आपको बटन पे फोकस करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। तो ये ऑप्शन बन गया। अब हमें फिर से किसी भी एक बटन पे क्लिक करना है, कंट्रोल की दबा के रख लो और किसी भी एक बटन पे क्लिक कर दो, हो गया क्लिक, राइट क्लिक करो बटन के ऊपर, फॉर्मेट कंट्रोल का ऑप्शन आपको मिलेगा, इस पे क्लिक करना है। क्लिक करने के बाद यहाँ आपको जाना है कंट्रोल वाले टैब पे और यहाँ पे एक ऑप्शन है सेल लिंक, इसमें क्लिक करना है आपको इस बॉक्स में, और बॉक्स में क्लिक करने के बाद कोई भी एक सेल आप इसमें सेलेक्ट कर दीजिए। मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, मैंने ये कर दिया, ओके कर दिया। तो यहाँ पे देखिए क्या होगा, अगर मैं पहला बटन सेलेक्ट करूंगा तो यहाँ पे 1 है, अगर सेकंड बटन सेलेक्ट करूंगा तो यहाँ पे 2 हो गया। तो इससे हमें ये पता चल जाएगा कि हमने इन दोनों में से मेल को सिलेक्ट किया है या फीमेल को सिलेक्ट किया है। इतना समझ में आ गया। यहाँ पे लिस्ट है, अब नीचे हमें एक बटन बनाना होगा। अब बाकी का काम कैसे होगा देखिए, हम यहां इस फॉर्म से जो एंट्रीज करेंगे ना वो सीट 2 पे जाके ऑटोमेटिक सेव होंगी। तो हमें क्या करना होगा, ये जो टाइटल्स हैं, ये जो हेडिंग्स हैं एंट्रीज की, इनको हमें इस तरह से टाइप कर लेना है। ये कॉलम्स हमने बना लिए, इनके नीचे डाटा आता रहेगा। ठीक है, अब आएगा कैसे, इसके लिए भी थोड़ी सी मेहनत हमें और करनी है। आपको सीट के थोड़ा सा राइट में आना है। ठीक है, मैं यहाँ पे आ गया, थोड़ा सा इसका जूम आउट कर लेता हूँ इस तरह से। तो इस सेल पे मैंने क्लिक किया, यहाँ पे थोड़े से फॉर्मुलेस हमें लगानी है, तो मैंने यहाँ पे इक्वल का साइन लगाया और इस सेल में जो लिखा है वो ले लिया। नीचे फिर से एक इक्वल का साइन लगाया और इस सेल में जो लिखा है वो ले लिया। नीचे फिर इक्वल का साइन लगाया और इस सेल में जो लिखा है वो ले लिया। नीचे अब यहाँ पे हमें मेल और फीमेल में से एक ऑप्शन लाना है। अब ये तो आएंगे नहीं यहाँ पे ऐसे, हमने ये सेल रेफरेंस दे रखा है मेल और फीमेल पे। अगर मेल है तो यहाँ पे 1 आता है, अगर यहाँ पे फीमेल है तो यहाँ पे 2 आता है। तो इसका फॉर्मूला हम यहाँ पे लगा देंगे इक्वल इफ ब्रैकेट ओपन, अगर इस सेल में जो वैल्यू है वो है 1 इक्वल 1, तो यहाँ पे क्या आ जाए, यहाँ पे आ जाए मेल, अदरवाइज यहाँ पे क्या आ जाए, यहाँ पे आ जाए फीमेल, ब्रैकेट बंद। ठीक है, हो गया फॉर्मूला, एंटर प्रेस कर दिया तो यहाँ पे अभी फीमेल आ रहा है। अगर मैं यहाँ मेल पे क्लिक करूंगा तो यहाँ पे मेल आ गया, फीमेल पे क्लिक करूंगा तो फीमेल आ गया। इतना काम हो गया। इसके बाद यहाँ पे फिर से इक्वल का साइन हम लगाएंगे और जो कोर्स हमने सेलेक्ट किया है वो हमने यहाँ पे ले लिया। फिर से एंटर प्रेस करेंगे, यहाँ पे फिर से इक्वल का साइन लगाएंगे और यहाँ जो एड्रेस हमने टाइप किया है वो ले लिया। ठीक है ना, अब यहाँ पे अगर आप कोर्स करोगे सिलेक्ट तो वो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा। तो ये हमारे पास है एंट्रीज की वैल्यूज, एंट्रीज की वैल्यूज यहाँ पे ये हैं। ठीक है, अब नीचे एक बटन हमें बनाना है, तो बटन कैसे बनाएंगे, बटन कैसे बनाएंगे देखिए, यहाँ से मैंने ये सेल सेलेक्ट किए। ठीक है, ये सेल सेलेक्ट किए और इनको मैंने कर दिया मर्ज, होम टैब पे जाके यहाँ से मैंने कर दिया मर्ज कर दिया। और यहाँ पे बटन का नेम क्या देना आप चाहते हो, मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा सेव एंट्री, सेव एंट्री। ठीक है, और ये मैंने कर दिया सेंटर में सेंटर। ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे एक काम हम करेंगे, मैंने इस पे क्लिक किया। ठीक है, इसका पहले थोड़ा सा डिफॉल्ट फॉर्मेट हम सेट कर देते हैं। तो हम क्या करेंगे, होम टैब पे जाएंगे और यहाँ सेल का हाईलाइट कलर हम ये वाला लगा देंगे। ठीक है, हल्का ग्रीन लगा देते हैं, ये वाला। ठीक है, और ये जो फॉन्ट कलर है सेव एंट्री का, ये वाला थोड़ा सा हम ये लगा देंगे। ठीक है, ये लगा दिया, ये लग गया। अब यहाँ पे हम क्या करेंगे, अगर हमने सारी एंट्री कर ली हैं तो इस सेल का कलर हमें चेंज करना है, डार्क ग्रीन करना है। तो इसके लिए फॉर्मुला क्या होगा, यहाँ पे देखिए मैं एक काम आपको करके दिखाता हूँ। इक्वल करके एक फॉर्मुला है, मैं यहाँ पे नहीं, यहाँ पे लगाता हूँ इक्वल करके फॉर्मुला, थोड़ा ऊपर कर लेता हूँ पहले मैं इसको, इस तरह से। ठीक है ना, यहाँ पे मैं एक फॉर्मुला लगाऊंगा इक्वल करके काउंट ए ब्रैकेट ओपन। अब इस काउंट ए में मैं क्या करूंगा, ये वाला सेल दूंगा, कॉमा लगा के ये वाला सेल, कॉमा लगा के ये वाला सेल, कॉमा लगा के मेल फीमेल कहां से हम पता लगाएंगे, यहां इस सेल से, ये सेल दे दिया, कॉमा लगा के, और यहां पे भी आप क्या करोगे, या तो यही सेल दे दीजिए या आप यहां से भी दे सकते हो, तो मैंने यहां से दे दिया, कॉमा लगा के यहां मैंने इस सेल को कर दिया सिलेक्ट। तो मैंने सारी एंट्रीज की वैल्यूज मतलब वो सेल सिलेक्ट कर लिए हैं। अब काउंटिंग फॉर्मूला क्या करेगा, जो सेल रेफरेंस मैंने दिए ना उनमें ये काउंट करेगा कि कितने सेल ऐसे हैं जिनमें कुछ ना कुछ लिखा हुआ है, ठीक है, मतलब नॉन एम्प्टी सेल्स कितने, अभी मैंने ब्रैकेट बंद की, एंटर प्रेस किया तो यहाँ पे 6 आ रहा है, इसका मतलब सारी एंट्री मैंने कर रखी है। अगर मैं यहाँ से इसको डिलीट करूंगा तो ये 5 हो गया, इसका मतलब एक एंट्री यहाँ पे अभी नहीं की है, एंट्री करूंगा तो यहाँ पे जो है काम पूरा हो जाएगा। ये देखिए यहाँ पे 6 आ गया, तो ये फॉर्मुला आपको कॉपी कर लेना है, मैंने कंट्रोल सी से कॉपी कर लिया, ठीक है। अब यहाँ इस सेल पे हम करेंगे क्लिक, सेव एंट्री वाले सेल पे, होम टैब पे हम जाएंगे, कंडीशनल फॉर्मेटिंग, और इसके बाद न्यू रूल, यहाँ पे यूज ए फॉर्मुला हम करेंगे सिलेक्ट, और यहाँ पे फॉर्मुला क्या होगा, मैंने फॉर्मुला पेस्ट कर दिया काउंटे वाला, ठीक है, इक्वल 6, ठीक है ना, कि अगर यहाँ पे काउंटे फॉर्मुले के अंदर जो सेल्स हमने दिए हैं और काउंटे ये पता कर पा रहा है कि सभी सेल्स के अंदर एंट्रीज की हुई हैं, मतलब 6 वैल्यू यहाँ पे रिटर्न कर रहा है, तो यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा, फॉर्मेट पे हम जाएंगे और फिल पे हम जाएंगे, यहाँ पे डार्क कलर हम सेलेक्ट कर लेंगे, फॉन्ट पे हम जाएंगे, यहाँ से हम ले लेंगे व्हाइट कलर और ओके कर देंगे, ओके कर देंगे, तो देखिए सेल का कलर चेंज हो गया। अब यहाँ पे क्या होगा कि अगर मैं कोई भी एंट्री यहाँ से डिलीट करता हूँ, मान लीजिए ये मैंने डिलीट किया, तो देखिए यहाँ पे सेल का कलर तुरंत चेंज हो गया। अगर मैं एंट्री करूंगा तो यहाँ पे जो है सेल का कलर डार्क हो गया कि सारी एंट्री हो चुकी है। यहां से आप डिलीट करोगे तो देखिए फिर से वही काम, एंट्री करोगे तो यहाँ पे देखिए फिर से ये डार्क हो गया कि सारी एंट्री आपने एंटर कर ली है। अब आपको एक काम करना है, काम क्या करना है आपको, यहां इस रो को करना है सिलेक्ट, इसको कट कर लेना, कंट्रोल एक्स, इसको थोड़ा नीचे जाके पेस्ट कर देंगे, कंट्रोल वी, ठीक है, ये हो गया। अब हम इस सेल की एक पिक्चर क्रिएट करेंगे, तो कैसे पिक्चर होगी, इस सेल पे हम करेंगे क्लिक, कंट्रोल सी से इसको कॉपी कर लेंगे, इसके बाद होम टैब पे जाएंगे और पेस्ट पे जाएंगे, और यहाँ पे ऑप्शन आपको मिल जाएगा पेस्ट स्पेशल में लिंक पिक्चर, ठीक है ना, यहाँ पे देख लेते हैं, लिंक पिक्चर का ऑप्शन है, क्लिक कर दीजिए, तो इसकी पिक्चर बन गई है, ठीक है ना, ये एक पिक्चर बन गई है, और इस पिक्चर को उठा के ऊपर हम रख लेंगे यहाँ पे, ठीक है ना। इस बटन को डिलीट नहीं करना, इस सेल को डिलीट नहीं करना आपने, तो ये हमारा काम हो गया है, ये पिक्चर बन गई है, इस पर हम क्लिक करेंगे, फॉर्मेट का टैब आ जाएगा, थोड़ा बहुत आपको स्टाइल लगाना है तो वो आप लगा सकते हो, जैसे मैंने ये लगा दिया। अब देखिए अगर मैं यहाँ पे एंट्री नहीं करूंगा तो बटन का कलर चेंज हो गया, एंट्री सारी कंप्लीट होंगी तो यहाँ पे बटन ऑटोमेटिक जो है ग्रीन कलर में आ जाएगा। अब बात ये है कि हमने जो एंट्रीज की है ना वो हमें सीट 2 में ट्रांसफर करनी है यहाँ पे, ठीक है, तो हमें करना क्या होगा, ये जो एंट्री की जो हेडिंग्स हैं आपने क्या करना है, ये सारी हेडिंग्स यहाँ सीट 2 में इस तरह से लिख लेनी है। अब यहां इनके नीचे कम से कम 2 या 3 रो आपको सिलेक्ट करके ना ये रेंज टेबल फॉर्मेट में कन्वर्ट करनी है, तो मैंने रेंज कर लिया सिलेक्ट, नीचे 3 रो कर लिया सिलेक्ट, है ना, कंट्रोल टी प्रेस करेंगे कीबोर्ड से और यहां पे हम टिक लगाएंगे, माई टेबल हैज हेडर्स, टिक लगाने के बाद कर देंगे ओके, तो ये जो रेंज थी ये टेबल फॉर्मेट में कन्वर्ट हो गई है। अब जब इस टेबल में हम कहीं भी क्लिक करेंगे ना तो ऊपर एक डिजाइन का टैब आ जाएगा, अभी बाहर क्लिक नहीं आ रहा है, तो मैंने इसमें कहीं भी क्लिक किया, डिजाइन का टैब आ गया, आपको यहां जाना है और बैंडेड रोज से टिक हटा देना है। इसके बाद यहां से कोई भी सिंपल सा फॉर्मेट आप ले सकते हो, मैंने ये वाला फॉर्मेट ले लिया, तो हमारी टेबल रेडी है। अब इसमें हमें डेटा लेके आना है, तो सीट 1 पे हम जाएंगे और ये जो डेटा है हमें यहां से सीट 2 पे ट्रांसफर करना है, तो इसके लिए छोटा सा मैक्रो हम करेंगे रिकॉर्ड। उससे पहले यहां पे एक ब्लैंक सीट की हमें जरूरत पड़ेगी, तो मैंने यहां पे एक सीट और ऐड कर ली। अब यहां पे जो एंट्रीज हैं, अभी 6 एंट्रीज यहां पे हैं, स्टूडेंट नेम, फोन, ईमेल, जेंडर, कोर्स एंड एड्रेस, ये सारी एंट्रीज हमने फॉर्मूले से यहां पे ले रखी हैं। अब अगर यहां पे आप कोई बड़ी एंट्री करोगे तो वो ऑटोमेटिक यहां पे आ जाएगी, ये देखिए, है ना। तो हमें क्या करना है, हम मैक्रो रिकॉर्ड करना पहले शुरू करते हैं, व्यू टैब पे हम जाएंगे और मैक्रोज पे क्लिक करेंगे, रिकॉर्ड मैक्रो, ठीक है, तो इसका आप कोई भी एक नेम दे दीजिए, तो मैंने नेम दे दिया एबीसी, मैक्रो का नेम दे दिया एबीसी और ओके कर दिया, अभी रिकॉर्डिंग चालू है। आपको यहां पे क्लिक करना है और इस रेंज को कर लेना है सिलेक्ट, कंट्रोल सी से कॉपी करना है। अभी यहां पे ये फॉर्मुलेज हैं, ठीक है, कॉपी कर लिया हमने। इसके बाद आपको जो ब्लैंक सीट लिया ना उस पे जाना है, यहां पे आ गए, पहले सेल पे आपको क्या करना है, राइट क्लिक करना है, राइट क्लिक करने के बाद पेस्ट स्पेशल पे जाना है। इसके बाद यहां से आपको पहले तो वैल्यूज को करना है सिलेक्ट, कि जो हम यहां पे पेस्ट करेंगे फॉर्मुलेज थे तो वो वैल्यूज में कन्वर्ट होकर पेस्ट होने चाहिए। दूसरा यहाँ पे ट्रांसपोज पे भी टिक लगा देंगे, ओके कर देंगे, तो यहाँ पे देखिए एंट्रीज आ गई हैं और ये जो एंट्रीज हैं वो एज ए वैल्यू आई हैं अब, और ये ऐसे ना होके ऐसे आ गई, ट्रांसपोज हो गया है, ठीक है। अभी आपको कहीं क्लिक नहीं करना है, फिर से कंट्रोल सी करना है, फिर से कंट्रोल सी करना है, तो फिर से आपने ये कॉपी कर ली, इस बार ये एज ए वैल्यू है, फॉर्मुला नहीं है। तो अब आपको जाना है अपनी सीट 2 पे, यहां इस सेल पे करना है क्लिक, इस सेल पे, ठीक है, होम टैब में जाना है और इंसर्ट पे क्लिक करना है, यहां पे ऑप्शन मिलेगा इंसर्ट कॉपी सेल, आपने इस पे क्लिक कर देना है, तो एंट्री आपकी आ गई, पहले सेल पे क्लिक कर देना है, फिर से आपको अपनी पहली सीट पे आ जाना है और यहां पे क्लिक करना है, कंट्रोल की दबा के रखो, यहां पे क्लिक करो, यहां पे क्लिक करो, ठीक है, यहां पे भी क्लिक कर लो और यहां पे भी क्लिक करो और कीबोर्ड से डिलीट की प्रेस कर दो, ठीक है, तो फॉर्म हो गया ब्लैंक। पहले सेल पे फिर क्लिक करो और अब मैक्रो को कर दो स्टॉप, तो व्यू पे जाके मैक्रोज में जाके स्टॉप रिकॉर्डिंग कर दो, हो गया।
Top 10 sales figure. Okay, so sales figure are in the column number I. So they are requesting you to find out what are top 10 sales figure, right? So we have already applied the conditional formatting. So I will just go again to the cell, go to the home tab, go to the condition formatting, and then I will go to this top bottom rules, and then I will select the top 10 items, right? And then it will highlight all those